Jackson inside. He's got that burst. He's down the left sideline.
Johnson, you're not catching him. He's going to the mall. That's the wildest touchdown with an Etch-a-Sketch run.
Moore is off to the races on the simple option. Quintrell Jackson. He will sprint 4-6.
Going deep in the end zone, touchdown.
Welcome to McAdory Stadium. We're in McCalla, Alabama tonight. We're getting ready to set a rivalry and a matchup, a regional matchup, the Yellow Jackets and the Bessemer City Purple Tigers. Hello and welcome to Jeffco Ed TV's Game of the Week. I'm Matt Coulter, and we've got a terrific matchup of two teams that are 6-1 overall and 4-1 in the region. So it's a big battle for 2 and 3 in the region, as both of these teams are playoff bound. Let's take a look at some of the things in the matchups over the years. Like last year, they met, and it was all McAdory. They won it by a score of 37-0, and they owned the series 9-2. Let's also take a moment and meet our coaches. Both significant football playing backgrounds, as Antonio Nelson's a head coach for Bessemer City. He led that school's football program since 2021, so it's his 5th year. Nelson's a native of Bessemer. He played football at Alabama A&M for the Bulldogs. He set a record for the longest touchdown return for a touchdown, the longest interception, and that was 100 yards on the nose. He also helped the Bulldogs win its first SWAC championship in 2006. Emma Owen talked with Coach Nelson about tonight's matchup.
We're here with Bessemer City High School coach, Coach Nelson. So tell me, this is a big rivalry game. How's the team feeling heading into this matchup?
We're feeling really good right now. Coming in 6-1, both of us are fighting for a home field advantage to playoff and starting off the playoffs. But it's a big rivalry. I'm excited. My guys been excited all week to get to this point.
And obviously, y'all have both had a pretty good season, 6-1 coming into this game. Does that change anything when y'all have similar records?
No, it doesn't change anything. We both played the same teams. We both lost to the same team. So it's just, it's all about, being competitive going into the night.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Nelson, thank you so much for your time. We'll send it back to you.
Receiver and an excellent one at Sanford in the early 2000s. Then he played professionally. And I remember this because I was doing their games. He played for the Steel Dogs as a part of AF2, and he was spectacular then as well. He served as an assistant at Miles. Then he went back home to Sanford, coaching there. Then he wanted to coach high school level. And that's when he became McAdory's head football coach in 2021. And here she is again, Emma Owen.
I'm here with McAdory head coach, Coach Holmes. All right, got a lot on the line here. It's a big rivalry game. What has your team's energy been like heading into tonight?
Yeah, it's been a really good week. Anytime you're playing, 5 miles away type, rivalry games, there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of intensity in practice. So the guys, they've handled the week pretty well, and I think they're going to come out and play good.
Okay, that's great. So you say they've handled the week well. What exactly have y'all been working on in particular ahead of this game?
Specifically, just trying to make sure that we're clean on all the stuff we've been struggling with. Past couple of weeks we've had some penalties at bad times. We hadn't done really well in the secondary, so we've really been working on eyes and keys. Offensively, we've been working on making sure we're staying on blocks, and the skill guys just making sure when they get an opportunity to make plays, they got to make plays. We've been pretty consistent at the quarterback position. Running backs have been playing pretty well, so we just got to continue to do what we've been doing, but at the same time making sure that when you're playing in games like this where it's going to be close and it's going to be a battle back and forth, that we're not our own worst enemy. We're not making those mistakes that's going to cost us the ball game.
Exactly. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Have fun tonight.
Let's take a look at the 6A4 standings in this region. Hueytown, they've won it. They're 5-0 in region play, 5-3 for the season, so they won everything in Region 4. McAdory is 4-1 in the region, 6-1 overall. And now you see Bessemer, they're starred there. They are 4-1 in the region and 6-1 just like the Yellow Jackets for the season. Central Tuscaloosa's scrapping in there. They're 3-2 in the region, 6-2 overall. Northridge 2-4, 4-5 overall. Brookwood has yet to win in region play. They're 2-7 overall. And as you can see there at the bottom of your screen, Paul Bryant is winless on the season. Now, here at McAdory High School, they make a big emphasis on creativity. Jeff Coed's TV, our own Emma Owen, caught up with the students as they have a program called Swag the Bag Designs. She shares now how this unique project is supporting local youth in foster care.
In McAdory High's art class, you can find students carefully trimming trash bags and thoughtfully attaching plastic bows. Not the typical medium this class works with, and there's a heartwarming reason why. 12th grader Seela Bradley and art teacher Danielle Tickell explain.
We're working on our trash bag dresses for the second shift fundraiser. The goal is to make a dress of some sort, or even suits, out of at least 75% trash bag.
It's all about taking that traditional element of the trash bag being used when foster kids are bounced from home to home or when they're pulled out of their homes. Sometimes all they have is a trash bag to put their belongings in, and it's what fits in the bag is what goes.
McAdory students have been involved in Second Shift's Swag the Bag fundraiser for several years now. The event features a trash bag art and fashion show along with special performances, all to support Second Shift's mission. The nonprofit organization assists young people who are aging out of foster care. Mrs. Tickell is a proud supporter of their work.
I have two younger siblings that were both adopted out of foster care, and then my husband and I are also both in the adoption process as well. So just the idea of foster care and adoption has always been close to my heart, and then being able to share that with our students has been really important.
And these students have jumped at the opportunity to help others through their art. Seela and Paulina Castillo explain their designs.
I have a bodice here, and so I started off by pretty much starting off with the corset part. I used string, I used cardboard, which is right here at first, and then I taped it in on top of that to make sure that it would be, stick together to the actual bag.
I'm gonna make a simple ball gown with a lot of texture and kind of a bubble skirt in a sense. Lots of layers and ruffles, and it's going to be a high-low, so it's shorter in the front, and then it goes out into this long train. The train is going to have some type of support system in it to where I can pull it up, and then it turns into a tent. So it's kind of the idea that home is where you are all that you need.
This project not only serves as a unique challenge for students, but also as a reminder to lift others up and help out when you can. For Jeff Coed TV, I'm Emma Owen.
Here comes the band, the McAdory Band. As they stroll onto the field, you're going to hear them with the national anthem in a minute, and you also hear them at halftime. As long as we're talking Yellow Jackets, let's meet the starters for McAdory.
Justin Patton, quarterback.
Darian Davis, running back.
Kwan Johnson, running back.
Carter Fagan, receiver.
Trey Baker, wide receiver.
Shamari Sams, wide receiver.
Marcus Briggs, receiver.
Joshua Halsey, center.
Ryan Gray, left guard.
Cornelius Shavers, right guard.
Brendan Walker, left tackle.
Caleb Canty, right tackle.
Carter Johnson, H-back.
Ezekiel Anderson, defensive line.
Dewion Chambers, defensive line.
Jamal Jackson, defensive end.
Braylon Glover, linebacker.
David Scott, middle linebacker, go Jackets.
Tyree Bates, outside linebacker.
Braylon Ellison, nickelback.
Trey Blanding, defensive back.
Corey Gaines, cornerback.
Caleb Gaucher, defensive back.
Alan Rosales, kicker.
RV Holmes, head football coach. Welcome to tonight's game, Go Jackets.
A little sooner than expected, but the McAdory Marching Band playing our national anthem. Hey, just about through pregame. Kickoff's just moments away. Caleb Turntine will be joining me next on Jeff Coed TV.
Introducing the brand new app for Jefferson County Schools. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket. This is the home screen. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom left to see all the menu items. To turn on push notifications, tap Settings, select Notification Preferences, and allow notifications. Tap Subscriptions to subscribe to your school. The Events section shows a list of events throughout the school. You can use this button to add an event to your calendar, or tap here to share the event with friends and family. The feed is where you'll find updates from administration about what's going on throughout the school, whether that's celebrating a student's success or reminding you about an upcoming deadline. Search Jefferson County Schools, Alabama in the App Store or Play Store to explore the app for yourself. It's everything Jefferson County Schools in your pocket.
Last night on Jeffco Ed TV, we were there in Fultondale as McAdory won the middle school championship. Inside handoff. That looks like Lee again, breaking away inside the 20, and he is going to go all the way for the touchdown on the carry. Let's go to the trophy presentation.
Metro champion!
And there's your buddy, Trey. Caleb. By the way, I want to make sure it was not Lee that broke through for the 51-yard touchdown. It was Demetrius Jackson. But as we had fun last night doing that game, I found out about midway through the broadcast that you and Trey Cranford, who's, by the way, the best coach celebration I've seen, you guys have a history.
Yeah, we graduated Pelham 2012 together. He was actually a couple of doors over right before this segment. I got to go over there and say hey to him. Clearly just so excited for him and his guys last night. And his guys were more excited than maybe anybody I've ever seen. They matched his energy. They're doing flips, like 5 minutes after the game ended. So that was a fun game to do, and they clearly had a lot of fun with that win. That was a big deal to them.
Well, I'm sure they hope it carries over from 7th and 8th graders because you got 9 through 12, and you got a rival, and it's coming up. Let's take a look at some games. You did this last night. I'll have to congratulate you, Mr. Turrentine. You do your homework when it comes to the standings and the games, so I'm going to let you explain as we check out the games tonight, and then we play again on Friday.
Yeah, tonight we have the easy one here that we're at McAdory, Bessemer City tonight. The winner of this one gets the 2 seed. The loser will be the 3 seed. Playoff matchups will be set after tonight's game as well. The winner gets Helena. The loser will travel to Spain Park in the first round. I wish everything was that easy and that straightforward. Not everything on this list is. Corner, they are looking to try to stay in the region title race. If they win tonight at Carver, they could win that region. If they lose, they could fall as far as 4th place in that region. So a lot on the line for Corner tonight. Pinson Valley is eliminated. Clay Chalkville already won that region, so not much on the line, but pride in that game tonight. Fairfield and Oak Grove in one of those regions that's going to likely come down to some non-region game tiebreakers, but they still have a chance to finish as high as 2. They could lose to Fairfield and finish outside of the playoffs, so a big game for Oak Grove tonight as well. Mortimer Jordan and Jackson Olin, that game also big for 3rd and 4th place implications in their region. Mortimer Jordan, who started 1-5, can suddenly play their way into the 3 seed if they beat Jackson Olin, so that's a big one. Hueytown, I heard you mention they have already won this region. They host Central Tuscaloosa. Central Tuscaloosa will be the 4 seed in this region. And then Fultondale and Curry. That's a win and in situation. Fultondale can make the playoffs with a win. It could be their 4th win of the season. They can make the playoffs with a win tonight.
You know, you mentioned Hueytown, and we've done one of their games, and they look really good, but they lost 3 out-of-region games, but they're undefeated in Region 4. And, by the way, they also share something in common with both of these 2 teams. They beat both Bessemer City and they beat McAdory. Now, the big story is, and I'm going to get you to analyze this, is one score was really lopsided, the other not so much. Catch it right here. McAdory lost to Hueytown 43-38. Meanwhile, the Purple Tigers lost 28-7. Does that mean anything?
I think maybe a little bit. I think I would certainly maybe lean towards McAdory winning this game, but I also think they just match up a little bit better with Hueytown. McAdory can score points in bunches. Bessemer City is run heavy. When they went down in that game, and Hueytown loves stopping the run, they're hard to run against. So I think part of that is obviously Bessemer City just couldn't come back once they started flying behind. They're not built for that. But that doesn't mean that Bessemer City isn't much improved than the team that lost 37-0 to McAdory last year, and certainly the team that went 0-10 4 years ago. So this is
a lot on the line.
There is a lot on the line. Home. You do want to play at home. I was actually talking to Coach RVO Holmes before, while they were warming up down there, and he said, it's about playing at home in the first round. It's about not traveling to a big school, but it is about that matchup. It's about them. Listen, you're not going to say Helena's a definitive win. You're not going to say Spain Park's a definitive loss. But that is a big gap between playing a top 10 team as a 2 seed or Helena, who kind of snuck into the playoffs, playing some good ball right now as a 3 seed. So that's a big difference, and it all comes down to this game that we have tonight.
You see the victory line being formed by the Yellow Jacket cheerleaders. Jackets be coming on the field in just a moment, as will the Purple Tigers of Bessemer City. Kickoff is coming up. We'll take a break on Jeffco Ed TV.
Hello, Jeffco Ed family. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you to the teachers of Jefferson County Schools. I appreciate everything that you do and how the commitment and dedication that you give every day that you come to service our children and to service our families. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your relationships that you have formed with our children. And thank you for ensuring that our children are achieving and learning. You are our boots on the ground, and without you, we would not be as successful as we are. And just know that you're loved and you're appreciated by not only your students, your coworkers, the families you serve, but by me. Thank you for everything that you
do. All right, there's the official with the coin. And McAdory in all black with the white numerals. And then you got Bessemer City, the Purple Tigers, in the white road uniforms, the purple digits, and you can see a little silver trim there as we get ready for the toss of the coin.
Okay, you guys will step over there next to Travis and face this way. You will turn and face this way right here. McAdory wins the toss and will receive. Hey, shake hands, let's get your team. Let's go, fellas.
Well, you heard it. Just the opposite we were talking about last night. McAdory wins the toss. McAdory wants the ball. I think that happens maybe 1 time out of 5. Everybody wants to go on defense first and then hopefully carry momentum into the third quarter by getting the ball. But I would, if you'd have asked me to bet you $1 on it, I would have said McAdory.
Some teams are different in the fact, especially if you see an advantage. If you see an advantage on film, you think you can script a good opening drive, strike fast, then you say, hey, let's get the ball, let's set the tone early. And I think that changes based off matchups, coaches. You just never know, and I think everyone kind of plays their own game nowadays as opposed to definitely deferring every single time.
Loving the McAdory old school look. I mean, you got 2 colors. You got black pants, you got black jerseys, and the bright white numerals. I mean, nothing fancy about their hats, helmets either. Just the M for McAdory. And there's a look at the guys in white and purple. I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is the 3rd game we've had where the teams both had the same overall record and the same region record, which I guess just goes to show you, particularly in this region, there is a whole lot of balance. And there come the Jackets.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of this region as a whole. I think coming in, everyone kind of would have thought Hueytown was still the region favorite, but McAdory certainly could have been there, and obviously Bessemer City having a better year than most people would have thought. And that's not even to mention Central Tuscaloosa, who nearly beat McAdory.
Right.
That was a 21-20 game, and they were up 20-7 in that game. We saw Central Tuscaloosa, their offense beat up on Gardendale earlier this year. So this region is certainly improved. I don't expect there to only be one or two playoff wins. I think all 4 teams could legitimately win a game in the playoffs. Not sure how the matchups are. Obviously, Spain Park, Benjamin Russell on the other side of that might have something else to say. But these teams, all 4 of them, especially the 2 tonight that we're going to see, are good enough to make a run in the playoffs.
Another perfect fall evening.
Man.
I mean, turn into James Spann here for just a minute and just brag on the weather.
Oh, man, this week has been perfect. I mean, right now, I don't have a jacket on. We do have the windows open. We're going to keep them open. I brought a little lightweight jacket.
I saw that.
I brought it just in case. But right now, this is perfect. And this is football weather. You know, we might, even if we get a little chilly throughout the night, the players on the field, this is what they want to play
You're
in.
right. You don't exert as much energy simply because you're not perspiring as much. Got a little bit of a stoppage in play. There you see the kickoff team for the Purple Tigers. I remember, and, you know, as I often do during our broadcast, Caleb, I don't mind dating myself, you know. But I remember when Bessemer City was Jess Lanier.
Oh, yeah.
And Jess Lanier was a major powerhouse.
One of the first playoff games I remember going to when I was a student at Pelham was at Jess Lanier.
Really?
It really was, yeah.
Snit Snyder Stadium. How
Yep.
about that for a memory? Ask me what I had for lunch. There's the kick. It is fielded just inside the 20. Back across the 30, the 40. Finally brought down from behind is Jamari Harris on the return, and that puts McAdory. I mean, if you're going to choose to get the football, why not start at the 45? I'll check that line of scrimmage in just a minute when they mark it. It's going to be more like the 42.
Yeah, that's still that's a big play to get yourself started. Good field position, big return. Good tackle because he had plenty of speed, and if he could have broken through one more line of defenders, he could have gone all the way to the end zone. But this is a guy that a lot of people are here to see. You're taking the snap right here. He's Justin Patton. We talked about him last year when he kind of took over the job, but he's been playing for 3 years now, second-year starter, and he can really throw the ball. He keeps getting better, too.
Kawan Johnson is his running back. He's lined up behind number 9, senior. Johnson is a senior as well. Guys in the slot, guys wide. Johnson will take the handoff, breaks it outside. He gets 5, 6, twists, and picks up close to first down yardage. Needs to get into, I almost said Jess Lanier. He needs to get into Bessemer City territory, and he's right at the 50, just shy of it. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 for McAdory.
That'll be fun to keep track of who's carrying the ball tonight for McAdory. They have 2 running backs that will carry the ball at least 10 times each between Johnson and Davis, and they've been doing that for almost 2 seasons now. So you'll see plenty of both of them out of the backfield.
They're empty backfield right now. Patton rolls. He's got to just throw it away, and he does so right to the line of scrimmage. He goes out of the box.
I don't mind, 2nd and short. Try to take a shot around midfield. That's the perfect spot to try to take a shot. A lot of coaches will tell you that's what the kind of play setup they're looking for. Going 5 wide, I think, kind of maybe gave it away. You're not running any kind of play action out of that or anything like that. Had good coverage deep, but from Bessemer City, forced to throw away.
Johnson is back as the running back. They look to the sideline, Patton, where they are right in the middle of their own logo. They need 3. It's 3rd down. Johnson bounces outside, and he is dropped. That's a tackle for a loss. Crashing through. What a host. Boy, great tackle there.
We can talk a lot about Bessemer City's improvement under Coach Antonio Nelson, but I don't think it gets much better than their improvement on the defensive side of the football. They're 6-1 for a lot of reasons. They give up 12.4 points per game. That's one of the main reasons right there. You can have, they might not have the best offense or the most explosive offense, but they limit teams on the defense side of the ball, and that's a great example of that tackle for a loss right there.
Teldon Turner was the Tiger that broke through, made the tackle for the loss. High snap, but the punt is away. It bounces. Did it hit the boundary? I believe it bounced and took a right. Rolls down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. It's a good punt by Alan Rosales, the senior punter for the Jackets. So we'll get our first look at the Purple Tigers offense and our first look at Brandon Gooden, the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, Gooden kind of took over. It was a 2-quarterback system maybe a little bit, and then he took over the starting job. It's been his for a couple of weeks now. Listen, he isn't going to drop back and throw the ball that much. They're a run-heavy team. They will run the ball a lot, but when they throw it, they will take shots. He's only completed 43% of his passes this year, but almost 18 yards per completion, and they have 5 receivers with catches of at least 25 yards.
We got a whistle. They gave the ball to his brother. That's Lamarion Gooden, as we see. False start, back 5. Not a place to go back 5, not that not that there's a good time, but that'll back them up inside their own 10-yard line at about the 8.
Now, obviously, it's still early in this game, but you're already kind of getting a glimpse of the role that special teams could play in this game. You saw a big kick return and then a pretty good bunt with maybe a fortunate bounce. It's a difference in massive field position that so far has gone McAdory's way. Bessemer City needs to get out of here so it doesn't make an impact.
Gooden takes a snap, looks to his left, now runs to his left, tosses it. That is complete to Davis. Tristan Davis gets first down yardage out across the 25-yard line. He kind of had to throw across his body, but did so accurately.
Yeah, he had just enough time. He rolled to his left, but you could tell he slowed down when he saw his receiver break open. Slowed down, made it an easier throw for himself, and good job securing the catch and turning upfield for a big play.
1st and 10. Handoff, Gooden, and he'll grind out 2, maybe 3. We are just underway here from McCalla, which is the home city, to McAdory. You see there's no score. Offensive front, Johnson, Belcher, McGee, Sanders, and Jackson for the Purple Tigers. That's McGee over the football. The Gooden's in the backfield. There's brother Gooden, and he'll again grind out 3. It's going to be, you're going to need a long 4 for a first down. They're placing it at 5, so I'll go with that. It's 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Gooden, Lamarion Gooden will be taking a bulk of the touches, not even just carries. They love running their offense through him. Be hearing, obviously, both of their names plenty tonight. You'll be hearing that Gooden name a lot, but Lamarion Gooden especially.
Lamarion is to Brandon's right. Lamarion is a junior. There's a pass out on the flat. There's Shanus Wilson-Fuller going up the sideline. He'll get the first down and a whole lot more. This guy's just a sophomore, jersey 0, but he plays both ways and evidently pretty well on offense.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you have to have when you have a freshman quarterback, right? You got to help out your freshman quarterback back there, make plays after the catch. Wasn't the best throw into the flat, could have easily been stopped, forced a 4th down. But he made a terrific play to avoid a tackler, get to the first down, and get a whole lot more afterwards.
On their first possession, they will get it to Yellow Jackets territory at the 48-yard line where it's 1st and 10. They give it again. That's Lamarion, who is not going to get anything. Crashing through there is DeLeon Chambers, the senior. He read that play and kept it to 0. There's Gooden. A little bit of fists up. Encouragement. 2nd and 10. Gooden wants to throw. He does. Nearly intercepted, but instead it is caught by Davis, his 2nd reception of the evening.
Boy, That was a dangerous throw. You throw a little something to the flat onto the far sideline. I mean,
wow.
Really a terrific throw. I mean, they had just enough speed behind it. If there was more green to work with on that side, that could have really been a big play.
Davis with the catch, and my bad, they are still in their own territory, that side of the 50-yard line. McGee, the center, takes a knee. He's looking to the sideline for the play call. Antonio Nelson, head coach of the Purple Tigers. What a great look from our Jeff Coed TV. That's Davis with his third catch in this drive alone. And we'll watch the spot, but to me, they're going to move the chains. It's Tristan Davis, the junior.
I think you got to give a lot of credit here to Bessemer City's offensive play calling, their offensive coordinator. They're making things simple for Brandon Gooden. Obviously, people know they want to run the ball, and McAdory has to lock in on the run game. But they're making these passes work.
Marion Gooden with a flag flying, might have gotten a couple.
It's right at the tackle.
Official.
You never know. Yeah. Face mask or holding.
Face mask. That's against the Yellow Jackets. And that's going to put them down inside the 30-yard line as Bessemer.
It's in high school. We still don't. The only level of football that that still has the 5-yard variety of a face mask.
Well, that will not move them inside the 30, obviously. It'll move them down to the 36. But it does carry a first down. That's interesting.
Without the automatic first down, it was just replaying that first down, so it's a 1st and 4.
There's Gooden at left tackle. He'll get a couple. He was slammed to the ground by Braylon Ellington, among others.
Bessemer City is happy with that, especially you get a 1st and 4. They'll take 2 yards here, 2 yards there. They love to run the ball behind Gooden.
I would be surprised if they did anything but give it to number 9 again. They're not blasting and open up huge holes, but they're getting, 2 and 3 yards.
And then making those pass plays easier for their freshman quarterback.
There it is. 9 wants to break it outside. And I believe he got, a Bessemer City first down. Close to the 30-yard line. I believe they'll mark it at the 31. And there go the sticks.
I was Gooden's 6th carry of this opening drive. He hasn't had one for more than 3 yards yet. And they are moving the ball.
Yeah.
They were just on their own 8. They're averaging about 1.5 yards per carry, and they're 12 yards from a red zone appearance.
Yeah, and their first snap, they went back 5.
And they are milking the clock.
4:44 and counting. McAdory Band, you'll hear them at halftime right here on Jeffco Ed TV. There's the snap. Who else? It's Gooden again, and he gets 3 yards inside the 30. Might be closer to 2. Well, you are right. This quarter, almost 8 minutes gone.
Just when we say that, we're just setting ourselves up for a record overtime game. Stick with us until 11 o'clock.
I'll be here. You will be.
It's never as quick as the first quarter. We learned that last night.
Yeah, last night, 8-minute slide over the quarter. I think they played it in 9, and then the next quarter was more like 20. Anyway, back here, 2nd down and 8. Gooden wants to throw, rolling towards you, throws. That is complete to Davis once again. Tristan Davis, 4 catches in this drive alone. Take a look.
Yeah, just another terrific throw on the run. I thought it was almost a little bit too across his body there. You saw the defender coming across with a chance to make a play there, but an impressive throw, just enough speed behind it to get it there.
And we've got a Yellow Jacket down. So we will take a break. We've got no score on Jeffco Ed TV.
Welcome to McAdory High School, home of the Yellow Jackets. Check out all the things we have going on right now. It's a great day to be a Yellow Jacket. We are Jeff Co-Ed strong.
The injured Yellow Jacket is Dedrick Scott, a senior. He was on the ground momentarily, but he popped up and ran off under his own speed, so that's good news for the Yellow Jackets linebacker. So, at the 18, it is first down and 10. Tigers moving the football. Here's Gooden. Under pressure, he bails. He's going to loft it, complete to who else? It's Tristan Davis again. Catch made down at the 6-yard line. It's going to be first and goal. Boy, he is good at throwing the ball on the run.
Clearly, it's part of their offense. They know that he's going to be put on the run, get away and from pressure as much as they can, and they're settling in on these 10-yard routes. Pretty much just sit there waiting for that throw.
First and goal. There's Gooden. He breaks 3 tackles and dashes into the end zone. Touchdown, Purple Tigers. They'll take a 6-0 lead here at McAdory.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him run more than 2 yards, and it was when he just needed 7. He could have gone for a lot more. Finally got a little bit of a hole there. That was probably their quickest snap of that drive. They got a big play, got inside the 10, maybe caught McAdory's defense a little bit off guard. Get just a massive opening drive. Bessemer City making a statement. They didn't score at all in this game against McAdory last season, losing 37-0, and getting on the scoreboard on their first drive. Really impressive start from the Purple Tigers.
Point after to make it 7-0. Good snap, good hold. And good kick. Wow. Impressive for the Purple Tigers out of Bessemer City. As Caleb just so alertly pointed out, they didn't score in several games this year. Well, they didn't score in their matchup last year, is what you were saying.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's got to feel good, right? That gives you confidence because yeah, it's a new team, it's a new season, but you look across, you know what happened last year. You see the team that shut you out last year. And they just did it with balance that I'm not sure we have seen from them. I mean, they are run heavy. They want to run the ball. And when the run isn't there, they're able to throw it. I mean, they've thrown it as much as 35 times in a game this year, but that was a team that really shut off the run. And they just had 8 runs, 6 passes, 87-yard drive in over 6 minutes of game time. I don't think they could have asked for a better start. And remember, they kicked off. So they got to win the first quarter. I mean, so far through 9 minutes, and they know they'll be getting the ball back to start the second half. They can already steal possession.
And of those 6 passes, Davis had 4 of them.
5 receptions.
All right. Well, let's see what McAdory can do on offense. There's a line drive kickoff. It is scooped up inside the 20. There's some running room. Out to the 35-yard line goes Carter Fagan, the junior wide receiver and kick returner. Arvia Holmes, the head coach for McAdory. I was the play-by-play announcer for many years for the Birmingham/Alabama Steel Dogs. And I remember when they signed him, I went, what a great catch. Because that guy signed as a free agent for an NFL team. He didn't make the roster. He really wanted to coach here. Handoff inside, huge hole. Darian Davis. Wow.
Boy,
great blocking up front. Brendan Walker, Ryan Gray, Josh Halsey is over center. And then you got Cornelius Chavrist and Caleb Canty on the right side of the line.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mentioned on their first drive. They have 2 guys that will run the ball plenty. And one of them is Darian Davis, one of them is Quan Johnson, who took the carries on the first drive. 61 carries for Johnson this season, 64 carries for Davis this season.
It's pretty even.
Yeah, and they're both averaging over 9 yards a carry as well. So they will run the ball with those 2 plenty.
This time he bounces outside, and he is shoestring tackled. A nice play by Azelius Jones on the tackle for the Purple Tigers.
and McAdory shouldn't be thinking about getting out of what they do. They want to rely on those two backs. But they also do have Justin Patton, who will throw the ball plenty. He's connected with 7 different receivers for touchdowns this season. Not sure how many quarterbacks can say that. And he takes care of the ball more than anything else.
They lost a yard, 2nd and 11. Patton steps up and throws, almost nabbed. The intended receiver was Trey Baker. A little bit low.
Yeah, credit that incompletion to the pressure that Patton faced. Bessemer City doesn't have a ton of sacks this year. I think I only saw one guy with more than 1 sack on the season. But they trust their defensive front to be able to bring pressure, enough pressure, even if they're not getting to the quarterback, to at least affect throws. They also average 1 interception per game.
Wow.
So they obviously do enough to where their defensive backs can do the rest.
Out of the gun again, it's 3rd and 11. Justin Patton, the senior signal caller, claps, has the ball. Now he's got pressure from a 3-man rush. He's on the run. He throws low. I believe that was intentionally thrown incomplete, and here comes the punting team for McAdory once again, Caleb.
Yeah, there's a reason that this Bessemer City team only giving up 12 points per game. I keep saying it, and McAdory certainly not. I mean, it's the first quarter. It's very early. There's a lot of football to go, but you also got to think, you think your offense can score more than 12, but it's hard to score on this defense, and when they're starting to realize that, you got to think, hey, your defense has to step it up because points could be at a premium tonight.
Alan Rosales will punt again. He's standing at the 35-yard line. Boy, it's a good punt. Kind of short. Fielded at the 18, cutting through the hash marks, trying to get wide, and then 2 Yellow Jackets take him down in a hurry.
Through 2 drives, just 1 first down for McAdory. 7 plays, 2 failed third down conversions. It's not something this McAdory offense is used to. I mean, they're a team, talk about Bessemer City's defense, but McAdory is a team that averages nearly 40 points a game themselves. They're used to playing in some high-scoring games. We saw that against Hueytown, 43-38 game, and this is Bessemer City wants to make them uncomfortable, play an unfamiliar type of game.
Trips to the bottom. Now Gooden's on the run. He's trying to find a little bit of room, but he's not going to, as he is going to be chased out of bounds for a loss by Dedrick Scott, who's back in the football game.
And I think they want Scott in there. Clearly, the 2 plays after he got hurt was a big pass across the middle, and then obviously the touchdown run, longest run of that drive for Bessemer City. And I think that probably has a lot to do with Scott being outside of the middle of that field.
Brandon Gooden got back to the down marker, so it'll be 2nd and an even 10. He and his brother pretty much own the backfield for Bessemer City. Fake to Gooden, out in the flat. That's Wilson Fuller with his 2nd catch and a first down. I was told before the game by one of the Bessemer City coaches that Chanis Wilson Fuller, wearing jersey 0, is a playmaker as a sophomore both ways. So watch 0. There is he's the inside slot guy on the far sideline.
Yeah, and that's he'll get it done in multiple ways too. He's got a couple of catches, both short so far. He's their leading receiver. He had 18 catches coming into the night. That was catch number 20 of the season. But he also has 27 carries for 170 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. They want to get him the ball in multiple ways, and they've shown that so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, and both catches, they were relatively short, but then he made the yardage after the catch. That's what you want out of a wide receiver. And noticing that he is just a sophomore. Got a timeout. Guys in black. Actually, timeout for the end of the quarter. Hey, let's go to Emma.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Mr. Pritchard, McAdory's band director, and of course they've had a fantastic season so far, but there's a lot to look forward to coming up in the spring as well. Tell us about it.
Well, in the spring, in March, actually, we're going down to Orlando. We'll be at Universal Studios participating in a parade, and then have some time to do some small performances, and then also enjoy the parks, and to have a nice few days down in Orlando in March. Should be nice and warm, so we're looking forward to it.
That is so exciting. And really quickly, what does it mean to you? A lot of these students, maybe they haven't traveled out of the state before. This is a huge opportunity for high schoolers. What does that mean to you that they get to have this during band?
Oh no, that's one of the reasons we try to take these trips, is just to allow the students, to get out of not only the Birmingham area, but out of the state. Hopefully they get to go back eventually, but we want everybody to have that opportunity. And we have, I think, 99% of our band is going this year, so we look forward to it. I think it's going to be great.
That's incredible, 99%. I think that's awesome. That is so great. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Emma. Well, inquiring minds want to know, what's with the 1%? Yeah. All right, 1st and 10. They swap ends. Gooden hands off to Davis. The backup running back spins to the 40. That was Teldrin Turner, who I guess is second, third string running back. But unlike Gooden, does he now have as many yards as Gooden does? There's nothing against Gooden because he's an inside guy. Here we go on 1st down. That's him again, running right in. He'll get 5. Teldrin Turner, the junior running back. And we got a flag.
I think that's going to be after the play. It might end up taking off quite a bit of the distance from that run.
That's a shame.
Right, Turner's come in and kind of give him a little bit of change of pace, giving him the opportunity to get to the edge while they were really getting Gooden to go through between the tackles, almost like
after the play,
getting the defense a little bit concerned about what was happening in between the tackles, and all of a sudden, hey, here's our new back. He's a little quicker, and he gets to the edge, and he's been able to pick up yards.
Unfortunately, flag after the play, after the whistle, and it's going to back them up closer to midfield. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 for the Purple Tigers, leading 7-0.
And that's one of those plays where you think, it's not just a 15-yard penalty, but the play counted, so it's not even 1st and 20. You lose a down because of the 5-yard gain, and then after the play, 15 yards back. It's a big opportunity for McAdory's defense.
Try and get half of it back. Gooden on the run, aware of the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to take off and dart out of bounds at the 43-yard line. They'll mark it at the 42. You get about 5 out of that.
Been impressed by Gooden so far. He doesn't play like a freshman. He certainly has the look of a freshman at times. Clearly a little smaller. Saw him warming up, even especially without pads, you could tell. But he's making the right decisions, it seems like, at every turn.
5'9", 170 is his listing. I believe they took those before his growth spurt. He looks a little taller than that, what I'm trying to say. Teldrin Turner is the setback to Gooden's left. You see trips to the top and a sole receiver, and if you're listening, you hear a whistle.
You might hear the saxophones right there, but if you hear the whistle through it all, there was a timeout called. The first 3rd and long of the game for Bessemer City.
There are the Purple Tigers with a 7-0 lead. 11:27 remaining in the second quarter. The first quarter flew by like a Yellow Jacket. Unfortunately, the Tigers took most of it. Hey, I love this. You a basketball guy? Basketball season's right here. Join us for Jeff Coed Basketball Media Day next Wednesday, October 29th. We'll be talking to the boys and the girls, high school coaches, about the upcoming season. Coverage starts at 9 a.m. on Jeff Coed TV. Yeah. As far as I know, unless they've changed the roster, I'm going to host that on Jeff Coed TV.
Well, I think I might have to tune in and listen to you host that.
Why don't you just drive over here? Drive on down.
Hey, some of us have day jobs we got to work on Wednesday during the day.
I'm at a point in my life where I can kind of pick it. And I tell you, and I've told a lot of people, working for this Jeff Coed TV network is what I would call it, has just been a blessing. What a great deal for the students and coaches and teachers and players. That pass is picked off on the far boundary, and he may go to the house with the football. Ja'Cory Gaines takes it. Touchdown. Well, things have evened out. We can have a late flag, but Ja'Cory Gaines broke perfectly on that football, and he took it 50-plus yards for the Yellow Jacket touchdown.
Boy, we saw that play earlier that was just barely not intercepted on that sideline. And that was the first time we saw Gooden kind of drop back and immediately throw it. He immediately threw that ball. He eyeballed his receiver the whole time, and that's what McAdory's been waiting for. That's a long throw to make for anybody, certainly a freshman quarterback, and it was read beautifully. He had it down at right at 60 yards on that return. A huge play. You're going to see little spinning the ball and throwing the ball down, and even that at the high school level will get you a flag for whatever reason. It's the rule. I guess you can't complain because it is the rule. You can argue and say that rule should be changed maybe, but it'll be 15 yards on the kickoff.
It didn't seem like a whole lot to me, but I don't make the rules, and I don't have to enforce them, fortunately. Hector Rico, the point after. And there you go, Caleb. And 160-yard pick six. We got a tie ball game. You got the visitors from Bessemer City 7. McAdory homestanding has just now tied it up. It's 7-7, and we'll be back with more from McCalla, Alabama on Jeff Coed TV.
Certainly we need more drivers, but we need folks more than that who want to make a difference.
It's the best job in the world. Bus drivers are doing a tremendous job in receiving kids each day with a smile, sending them home each day with a smile, making a difference in their lives.
Most bus drivers are there to invest in the children as well as to gain an investment for themselves. We're excited that you're interested in being a bus driver trainer. The potential is great about changing lives.
It's a great thing about football in general is, it can be all the momentum in the world because Bessemer City was moving the football once again. And then Caleb.
Yeah, that's Brandon Gooden hadn't thrown a incompletion. Yeah, he started 7 for 7.
But technically, he still has.
Yeah, that's right. No, a ball that came out of his hands has not hit the ground yet, right? So, but a big play from Ja'Cory Gaines. You could see what Bessemer City's thought process there was, right? They called the timeout, had 3rd and long. They say, hey, we're kind of in that no man's land right now. Pick up 7-8 yards, have a 4th and manageable. Try to pick up half of it on each down. But Ja'Cory Gaines wasn't giving a ton of cushion, and that's what, as a quarterback, a more experienced quarterback, you can read that before the play and say, hey, there's not enough cushion for us to pick up half of this. We're going to either have to go for all of this or I need to swallow this throw. And that was the difference. Ja'Cory Gaines with his first interception of the season made the most of it.
Ground ball picked up by Johnson. He returns across the 40. He is still on his feet, and a host of black jerseys will take him down, but they'll give him progress to the 42-yard line. Of course, good field position also allowed by the penalty in the end zone. Remember that guy?
He was okay.
Yeah.
So I will say, McAdory obviously has him on his scoreboard.
Yeah.
He played here at McAdory.
Yeah.
He's from Bessemer.
Right.
So which of these sides are claiming him?
Well, I'll tell you what, that guy, Jackie Klein and Larry Mason, both played in the USFL, and that's back in the early 80s. I covered them. I covered all of those guys. I've been very, very blessed. That's Gooden at right in, and what does he get? 2.5?
We'll have to keep track of his carries, give you an average by the end of it, but if I had to guess, if there's nothing over 50 yards, if I had to guess, he's going to average out at 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And Bessemer City might be just fine with that.
They're going to try and answer the pick six. Actually, he got a good 3 there. Line of scrimmage right at their own 45-yard line. This time they'll get it to Davis, a backup. Actually, that's Turner. And he gets the first down, by my view. Yeah, they're going to move the sticks in a hurry. And so it's the Turner and Gooden show as far as handoffs.
If Turner is the one you want to guess on what his average could be by the end of this night, he might be closer to 10 yards a carry. He's got 3 carries for 36 yards right now.
Well, it's 12 yards a carry. So
If he keeps that up, I think Bessemer City's got to feel pretty good about winning this game.
They got a pretty good chance about winning. Turner will remain in the backfield as the running back as he gives Gooden a little rest. Brandon Gooden, his brother, he's made one freshman mistake. He's played very, very well, and I'm not going to emphasize the mistake. He's going to throw over to the flat. That's Davis. Now check that. That's Walker. Walker on the catch. I think Nelson's done a real good job bringing this freshman in as quarterback. What'd you say? He came in 3 weeks ago? But he's not making him bite more than he can chew.
Yeah, and that's what part of it, growing pains. He hadn't even completed 50% of his passes coming into tonight. That was only his third interception of the year. They haven't asked him to do too much because they don't want to put him in those bad situations. And being a run-heavy offense, he's not going to have to be. But they clearly saw something where they thought we might be able to take advantage of the flats against McAdory. Yep. That's what they've done so far.
We got procedure against the Purple Tigers. That'll take a 1st and 10 and make it 1st and 15. And, those little mistakes drive coaches crazy.
Especially on 1st down. You got a new set of downs, and you immediately put yourself behind the chains. Not for a hold or not, bringing back a big play. I mean, those are frustrating in their own sense because you're going, the emotions of getting a big play coming back. But you don't even snap the ball and you get something that sets you back.
Lamarian Gooden checks back in. Brandon Gooden is the quarterback. These are brothers, freshman and sophomore. Lamarian will get the ball, and he'll get 2 yards, maybe 3. He is brought down by the front. That's Chambers, Anderson, and Jackson up front for McAdory. And they're going to be remembering and seeing number 9 all night. And we've got a yellow jacket down. I hope it is not Scott again. I hope it's not anybody, but we'll find out when we get back on the other side of the break. You're watching Jeff Coed TV. Yep, you're watching us on Jeff Coed TV, 93 McAdory. The Leon Chambers was down, but he's back up. He went to the sideline.
And Chambers is a big part of that defensive front. He's got 2.5 sacks, but he's got 10 quarterback hurries on the season.
Wow. And we got a whistle motion. Up. You telling me the defense might have been offside?
I think that's what it was. It looked like Glover on the edge got too good of a jump. I thought he timed it, honestly, but sometimes even officials, to the naked eye, it just kind of looks like too quick. And you're like, that couldn't have been that couldn't have been legal. It was close. It was definitely close.
That's the inside linebacker, Braylon Glover. So that'll make it a more manageable 2nd and 8. Handoff left in. Gooden is hit hard. He is hit hard by Dedrick Scott. He's a dog.
That's the first time we've really seen them give it to Lamarian Gooden around the edge. First time they get an opportunity. He gained a little bit of speed, but he paid for it once he kind of got sandwiched between a couple of defenders for McAdory.
He only got a yard. Only he gets 2 or 3. 3rd and a long 5. Gooden wants to throw. Rolling, cuts inside the pressure, can't get away from that's Ja'Cory Gaines, who had the pick 6, and he just had a night. Grabbed him by the shoulder pads and just flipped him over.
It'll go down as a no gain, which will technically be a sack for Gaines there. Pass play. Nothing went well for Bessemer City down the field. Nearly escaped.
4th and 6. It is 4-down territory. Yeah, we got motion. Didn't you tell me in our pregame McAdory, or in the first quarter, that McAdory averages a pick a game, or was that Bessemer City?
Bessemer City averages pick a game. McAdory had 5 interceptions coming into the night by 5 different players, and Ja'Cory Gaines makes that 6 interceptions by 6 different players.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, those extra 5 yards certainly will make Coach Nelson over on that far sideline maybe think a little bit more about going for it. Wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a pooch punt or something.
Okay, quick kick.
Or one of those arm punts where you throw it up, and if it's an interception, no big deal.
Throwing over the middle. Instead, it is complete inside the 20. That is Davis, who took a shot.
Yeah, but then again, what do I know? They have a quarterback who's on fire right now, even with the interception, and a receiver that they can get the ball to at any time. 25-yard gain on 4th and 11. That's a big play.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets defense kind of broke down there. 2 Goodens in the backfield, and that is Davis in motion. Gooden rolling. He's going to throw, toss it into the end zone. Had an open receiver in Jemiah Atkins, but it was incomplete.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen the ball hit the ground.
There you go.
Now it hit the ground off the field, out of the end zone. Does that count?
So does that keep the free going?
Does that count?
No, I think it's just an incomplete pass. As he'd had all the completions, the 1 pick.
And that's definitely one he's going to want back. He's made plenty of good throws on the run. It's like might have just gotten a little bit too excited seeing a guy in the end zone. You're running forward. You got to take a little bit off that throw. Sailed it into the end zone.
And we got to whistle again and false start. It'll be 2nd and 15 now. .6:22 remaining here on Jeffco Ed TV. Caleb Turrentine along with myself, Matt Coulter. Emma Owen on the sideline. And our unbelievable crew bringing you all the pictures and sound and replays. All right. Line of scrimmage now. Move back to the 22-yard line. Snap. Gooden. Gooden tosses. Perfectly set up screen to his brother. Gooden down inside the 15-yard line to about the 13, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, well set up, but a good job of getting through the blockers to be able to get to that tackle and slow down a screen pass that certainly could have gone for more than 10 yards. Force a 3rd down.
Tyreek Bates read it and stopped it, but not before they get 3rd and 5 down at the 12-yard line. Checking the sideline, see what Antonio Nelson sends in.
McAdory defense had a pick 6, but they've been on the field for almost 10 minutes straight.
Gooden, the freshman quarterback, takes off on the run. He's inside the 5. He slides at the 6-yard line. I believe that is just enough to make it 1st and goal.
It is. That's a smart play.
Indeed.
You know, you think about not taking a hit. You also got to know where the 1st down marker is. That was just barely across.
Turner has checked in at running back. He tends to go more wide than Gooden. Actually, they got a two-back set there, Caleb. They got Gooden and Turner.
Looks
and
like
they're going under center. They'll give it to Turner, and he is just buried for a loss of 1. Coming through there was Chambers, who was injured just a little while ago. Obviously not anymore. Boom.
Even in a run-heavy offense nowadays, you don't see many wishbone, flexbone, anything like that.
Yeah,
And
they pulled a switch there in a hurry.
And it made it a little too obvious that they're running between the tackles when you line up like that.
4:30 and ticking here in the 2nd quarter. As you see on our Jeffco Ed TV scoreboard, we are knotted at 7. But Bessemer City is threatening from the 7. Gooden runs. He's being chased. He throws into the end zone and caught by Tristan Davis. Tristan Davis with a touchdown.
I never saw a ball get bobbled. The refs must have seen something here to indicate incompletion.
Wow.
That seems about
I
right
clearly
behind.
thought it was a touchdown. Up.
Good call. This ref is right on top of you. You see the ref on the right
Yep.
side of the shot right there at the goal line. That's a great call. Great shot by our crew as well.
No kidding. So that'll bring
Great
up
call.
3rd down. I certainly thought it was a touchdown.
It looked very
obviously.
clean. Yeah, you can see the ball.
All right, back to 3rd down. Gooden runs, rolls, lofts, back of the end zone. Is this one caught? Nope. Nice diving effort there by Jeremiah Atkins, but he could not come up with it. So it's 4th down, and they're going to bring on the field goal team.
Yeah, that's a big hold for McAdory's defense. Again, you can talk about they have been out here. I kind of thought pass interference or
roughing.
Or roughing could have been called. It probably would be at the next level, but high school, I didn't know that you're going to let them maybe play a little bit more. McAdory's defense has been out there for a long time. You see Justin Patton kind of warming up over here on the McAdory sideline like, hey, I'm still playing football, right? McAdory has not taken an offensive snap since the 1.5-minute mark of the first quarter.
This will be the 25-yard field goal attempt, but first, a timeout. Timeout taken by Bessemer City. 4:04 remaining in the first half of play. They'd like to make it 10-7.
If you had a guess on what the snap count was so far between these two teams tonight, where would you put it?
80% Bessemer City.
It is 32-7 in snaps. So
Not
that
quite
is
80%, but
that's almost right at 80%. 32 of 39. If it was
No.
32 of 40, it would be.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but my father, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm the son of one. So what that means is absolutely nothing. What this means is next week, our Thursday night game, hey, let's go to Hueytown. I love that city. And you can watch it right here, Pinson Valley, the Golden Gophers. Our pregame show will start at 6:35.
That was a wild one that we saw last year in that game at Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley obviously out of the playoffs this year. Hueytown, a region winner. Two different fields to that team, but certainly two teams that will want to finish the regular season strong.
25-yard field goal attempt. A little bit of a high snap. Tristan gets it down. The kick is up. Did it get through the right upright? No, it did not. It was wide right. So, as you were just noting, Bessemer City continues to dominate in time of possessions, number of plays, and yardage gain. But what do they have to show for it?
Yeah, 7-7 game, and that is something that's a tough pill to swallow. And when you go into halftime, yeah, you want to make adjustments. You got to finish drives. You got to not turn the ball over. But you're also sitting there thinking, man, we have been the better team to this point in the game. How do we make it better to where it actually shows up on the scoreboard? And if you're McAdory, you're saying, we're playing some of our worst football that we might have played all year. And, yeah, you're going to give credit to Bessemer City, but you played 20 minutes of football, and it has not gone well, and you're tied on the scoreboard right now.
Patton, the senior quarterback, claps again, wants to throw from the pocket. That pass is almost intercepted. Now it looks like we're going to get a pass interference call. Rosarius Horn was covering, and I guess that's who the flag is going to go on.
Yeah, I think Horn kind of knew it when he rolled over. You want to stay aggressive on defense. It's worked for you if you're the Tigers to this point in this game. But you also got to be smart. I mean, this is an offense that hadn't moved the ball really at all against you.
Don't need to help them, right?
You don't need to give them 15 free yards.
That'll move the line of scrimmage to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Justin Patton in the gun. Looks this way, throws, and that is complete. That's Fagan on the receiving end. He was the intended receiver in the snap before.
Yeah, they want to get Carter Fagan involved a whole lot more tonight. First completion of the night for Justin Patton.
2nd down and a long 7. There's the inside handoff. That's Johnson. Johnson rolling his way to a Yellow Jackets first down at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, if you would have told me before the game started that Justin Pat would have one completion, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Neither Davis or Johnson would have anything beyond 13-yard gains. I would think Bessemer City would be winning this game by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Line of scrimmage, actually, the 46. Patton wants to throw. He's got pressure. Patton is going to pull it down and run inside the 50, the 45, and I think he stretched the football, the nose of it, out there at the 44-yard line. And will they move the sticks? No, they're saying second down. He went out a yard shy.
Yeah, I think we could see up here him stretch the football out. I thought it was before he stepped out, but on that sideline, referee clearly has a better view there. Just second and short. McAdory's hoping that 1 yard doesn't make that big of a difference anyway.
And we've got a stoppage in play. We'll check the referees, and that is a timeout. McAdory. It's 2:59 remaining. We're tied at 7, and McAdory is pushing the ball. They've got 2nd and 1.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have to, double check, go back and look at some box scores, but I don't know how many times McAdory's offense has been shut out in a half. Obviously, there are 7 points came from the defense. They haven't scored yet in this first half. A lot of that has to do with Bessemer City's defense. A lot of it has to do with Bessemer City's ball control. But a rare position for McAdory to not even feel like they've really started to play this football game, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Big 3 minutes for both teams. This game could easily turn in either team's favor pretty quickly over the last 3 minutes of this half and the first 3 minutes of the next half.
There you got the big fellas up front. That's Walker, Gray, Halsey, Chavez, and Canty coming in at tight end at times. It's Carter Johnson. You think a little play fake here on 2nd and 1?
I said it earlier. It had a 2nd and short that they tried to take a shot on, wasn't able to, ended up having to throw the ball away. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to pull it out right here.
Senior quarterback is Justin Patton. Far hash mark. Back in the pocket, steps up. He just lofts it out into the flat on the left side to Jamari Harris, who might have gotten a first down. You want to check the sticks? Well, they're moving the sticks, so it'll be first down McAdory trying to break a 7-7 tie.
Yeah, it's a quick completion, being able to get it out there and at least get the first down. I think they were trying to take a deep shot down on this near sideline. Just didn't have enough time to allow the routes to develop.
In Bessemer City territory, ball marked at the 44. Patton under a little bit of pressure. Now flags and holding everywhere, so he'll just throw it, and it is intercepted. Fagan, check that. Intercepted by Teldrin Turner. So you decline it and take the ball.
Wow, that is, I mean, yeah, you think you see flags like that and you're thinking offensive holding pretty clearly. 3 flags fly, play's over. But that's why you don't give up on a play even when you see flags. Turner doing it on both sides of the ball. You don't see it that much at the 6A level. Stepped in front of a deep ball. And we've seen what he can do with the ball in his hands. I started to think, hey, I wonder if he might be able to do something with this. Another huge play for Bessemer City's defense. McAdory could have really turned the game on its head, scoring there at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they would have really had Bessemer City shaking their head going, how can this be happening? But second interception will change that position. There's Gooden. He's going to run right in, and he's going to get a couple of yards.
I'd expect nothing
less. He might not have gotten a yard or two.
Nothing more, but also nothing less.
He got a yard.
That's just the 3rd interception of the season for Patton. I mentioned earlier, he takes care of the ball as many times as he throws it, only to have 3 interceptions at this point in the season. Still impressive, but that's one he's going to want back.
Gooden with his brother to his left. They both check the sideline.
I think they're still part of that. I mean, you saw Patton kind of pacing on the sideline. He hadn't been in the game very much. He feels like when he's in there, all of a sudden he has to make a play. He makes a throw like that he wouldn't make maybe on a normal night when he's out there a little more.
1.5 left, first half. Gooden throws, launches far sideline. I think he just tossed that one out of bounds. We got a late flag. What do you see?
Yeah, it's going to be man downfield. They were maybe 2 or 3 of them down there. I don't know if something was supposed to be set up there, but those offensive linemen kind of took off. They wasn't just 3 yards down the field. It was about 7, 8, 10 yards down the field.
So what you're saying, it was a pretty easy call.
It was an easy call. It was an easy call. If I can spot it, I'm not an official. I won't pretend to be that I know.
Don't sell yourself short. You catch a lot. So they'll mark it back. It'll be second, go from 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 14. And, if you're Bessemer City, even though you feel like you've outplayed McAdory here in the first half of play, you don't want to get real silly here. You might just go ahead and take it into the half, knowing full well you'll get it first in the third quarter. Gooden rolling towards us. He lofts. Incomplete, intended for Davis. Guess who was covering? Ja'Cory Gaines. He has been everywhere. That wasn't Gaines. Yeah, it was.
Suddenly, Gooden can't complete a pass.
Yeah.
And it's kind of started when they were down near the goal line, 3 straight incompletions. And then 2 in a row. One of them did not count, as it was a penalty for man downfield. But still, he's one of those things. They might want to get him a quick completion to get some confidence back before halftime.
Jaden Jackson, your right tackle, blocking now. Gooden pulls it down, and he is wrestled down just shy or at the 30-yard line. And we've got a stoppage, and the whistles are blowing, and I believe McAdory wants to call a timeout.
Yeah, force a punt at the very least. Yeah. You never know what kind of play could happen when special teams is out there.
And you got 113.
How aggressive they get, they only have 1 timeout left. That is all going to depend on where this punt goes. But I don't know, maybe you get more aggressive trying to go after a blocked kick. Or maybe you try to set up a return and say, hey, if we can get close to midfield after this punt, you might feel pretty good about being able to go and try to get points.
You make a great point. In my opinion, in yours, it's all about the punt. If it's a short 30-yard punt and they have it somewhere close to, 40, 45-yard line, I think you can gamble a little bit. But don't get the dice too big here because you hadn't played nearly as well as Bessemer City.
And clearly you have adjustments you need to make, and you don't want to try to force something before making those adjustments. But like I said, with special teams out there, there's a lot of things that could happen. When your offense isn't clicking, they got to play from their defense. Can they get a play from their special teams as well that can be a difference in this game?
Turner is 1 deep. Punt takes a big Bessemer City bounce, and it'll go out of bounds closer to the 30-yard line. So it kind of restricts what we were talking about, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I think you might try to get these backs involved. You do have a timeout. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a run play on the first snap. Davis, Johnson, those guys can take it the distance from anywhere on the field. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 1, 2 handoffs, see where you're at, and then maybe you get a timeout and try to get into at least field goal range. Try to get something out of this before having to give the ball back to the Tigers to start the second half.
Bessemer City will show a 3-man front with Ruffin, Acuff, and Edwards. Acuff was a bull. Back to pass. Little screen. That's out in the flat to Jamari Harris. Did he get out of bounds?
He didn't, but he should have.
Well, clock stopped.
Yeah, it's going to be
that
McAdory.
Could be a timeout McAdory, and I believe that is their third and final. 58 seconds remaining.
Yeah, sometimes I think coaches almost overthink things when you say, hey, let's set up something conservative, a little screen pass instead of a deep ball. But that's what the defenses are looking for. If you run a draw, just a little dive, run what you know is your bread and butter. These running backs have been good enough to get big gains. Don't try to set up a screen. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on that. I just think turning around and handing the ball off to Davis might have been a better call and get your guy more comfortable, because now you throw a screen pass, it doesn't get out of bounds. You had to use your timeout anyway, and you only got 2 yards out of it. I don't know how aggressive you can be. Less than a minute left. You're still 50 yards from field goal range.
Yeah. 2nd and 8. Yellow Jackets with the football, and the game is tied at 7. We're under a minute again. Purple Tigers with a 3-man front. They'll sling it out. That's Bessemer City. A twist there by Davis, and that's going to lose yardage. Like 3. The 3rd and 11, and I think maybe they're just going to let it run, take one more snap.
Yeah, Bessemer City does have a couple of timeouts now. You might be thinking about it.
You know, I'm of the belief if you can make them punt.
But you also have an explosive offense you've kept in check. Why give them extra snaps? And I think that's kind of Bessemer City's thinking right now.
Yeah. Play clock's at 9. Gamecocks at 15. Game clock. And are he's going to take the penalty? Or, yeah, that's what can delay a game. 5 yards. So you just snap the ball, take a knee, unless you just want to airmail one. See how far Patton can throw it.
We know he can throw it far. I mean, I think if that was your idea, you probably wouldn't take 5 yards, though.
Yeah, I think it's a snap and a knee, and they'll take it to the locker rooms. Well, don't gamble too much. Patton running around. Ooh, he gets a good block. Now he's running. Now he's going to toss it deep. He's looking at about the 25-yard line. Going up. The pass is caught? No, it's intercepted. Yeah, it is caught, but it's intercepted. Intercepted by Azelis Jones. Check the replay.
Yeah, it's a play that, will go down as his second interception of the game. There is a flag down, and it's man downfield. It will be declined.
And
the
now
end of the half.
The Zeros will take over. And we're going to hear. Interception was again is Wilson Fuller. I told you about him earlier. Plays both ways, and he plays very well.
2 interceptions tonight for Bessemer City, doubling Patton's total for the year. Just impressive half from Bessemer City's defense.
Emma Owen is going to catch up with Coach Holmes in just a moment. And we'll hear from him. I think he's happy that it's just 7-7. Let's go to Emma.
Holmes here, and obviously we're heading into the half. Y'all are tied up. What are you going to tell your players once y'all get into the locker room?
We got to do a better job of controlling that front on the defensive line. Like, those guys are really good. We're not tackling very well. We got to keep the quarterback inside of the box. So, we got a couple things to get fixed over halftime. So we'll come out better and play better in the second half.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Arvia. We're going to pick up halftime bands. And the Purple Tigers are on the field. So let's hear from the Bessemer City Marching Band.
To introduce to you none other than the marching purple and white. Band director, Mr. Michael Parks. Assistant band director, Mr. Tristan Twyman and Sam Marshall. Auxiliary sponsor, Ms. Sean Mason and Ms. Kanaya Page. Drum major, Curlia Edcoff and Wiley Porterfield. Drum majors, you may now bring your band to the field. Now we will feature our Jazz and Tigerettes as they perform to poise. Captain Cameron Long, co-captain Jazz Williams, and Jalea Tab and Tab Dog Jackie Stevens.
My name is Hayden Pilkington, and I am the drum major for the McAdory High School Band of Gold. This year, we are premiering our halftime show, Motown Magic, featuring music from the Jackson 5, featuring the Temptations, featuring a lot of throwback music. So we really hope that you would enjoy our show this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Band of Gold is proud to present its 2025 show, Motown Magic. Tonight you will hear I'll Be There, I Want You Back, Dancing in the Streets, Get Ready, My Girl, and You Keep Me Hanging On. Your 2025 drum major is Hayden Pilkington. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up, dance, and sing along with your Band of Gold.
All right. What a performance by the Band of Gold, Bessemer City as well. Let's talk about the performance of the game. Antonio Nelson, a 7-7 lead, 7-7 tie, I should say, as we go into the third quarter. And his Purple Tigers will get the football first.
Boy, it feels like a lead, though, doesn't it, with the way that
yeah,
they
it really
played?
does. Do you still have, let me just quiz you since you do such great stats. Do you still have the snap count?
I do, yeah. Bessemer City, 35 snaps. McAdory, just 15. McAdory has 38 total yards of offense on 15 plays. Bessemer City, 198. The time of possession,
wow.
I usually don't keep track of this, but I started, doing it a little bit more. 17:05 to 6:55 in Bessemer City's favor. And obviously it's that pick six that is really keeping this game even remotely close. Bessemer City has really dominated everything, but that pick six makes it a tie game. It's a big deal, a lot to play for in the second half.
Well, it's the time of year where you got Halloween. Like next week we'll have Thursday night games, and this week, because tomorrow is a day off for Jefferson County school system, you got Thursday games and you got Friday games, and we've got Caleb Turntine who can tell us all about them.
Yeah, Thursday's games, we got a lot that mean a lot to region standings tonight. Try to track down some of them. Clay Chalkville up 17-0 on Pinson Valley. That's two Jeffco teams going up against each other to wrap up region play there. Clay Chalkville likely running away with that one. Oak Grove and Fairfield, that's a big one for Oak Grove. They're trying to make sure they secure a home playoff game and still in the region title race. They're up 27-7 on Fairfield. Mortimer Jordan and Jackson Olin. Mortimer Jordan can get into the playoffs with a win tonight. They can get a 3 seed with the win tonight. Would be bad news for Minor, who plays tomorrow night. But Mortimer Jordan up 21-8 at halftime. Blue Devils looking to be a surprise playoff team over the last few weeks.
Minor start the season like 4-0?
They did start the season 4-0. They've
crazy.
lost 4 straight, and they've got a tough one against Homewood tomorrow night. So they were already having to climb an uphill battle as well. Curry and Fultondale, again, that's a win and you're in if you're Fultondale. They're up 21-3 after a pick six in the first half, so they're feeling themselves a little bit as well with the Wildcats. So a lot of good games tonight. Carver and Corner, that's one I just tracked down as well. Carver leading 14-12 at halftime. Again, Corner can finish anywhere from 1 to 4 in that region. So that game means a lot. They're trailing by 2 on the road right now. A lot of football to be played there. We'll keep an eye on those games throughout this second half as much as we can, as I'm paying attention to a 7-7 game. Usually that's going to be my focus.
Take precedent. I understand that.
We'll try to keep track of anyone clinching a playoff spot or being eliminated from the playoffs, especially because that's what's on the line for, I believe, 8 of our teams tonight and tomorrow night.
McAdory cheerleaders getting ready for the second half. And they've gone with the longer sleeves. And, by the way, during the bands and halftime, I had to go to the longer sleeves, too.
Yeah, I thought I might have to. We're not getting really a breeze up here through this window like we were last night.
No, last night in the fourth quarter, I got downright chilly.
I think someone also left the AC on a little too long in our broadcast booth. I won't point any fingers, but the only person who's standing behind us who wasn't keeping track of it.
Well, just think how lost we'd be without that person behind us. Boy, we are underway in a hurry. There's a ground ball. It is fielded by Bessemer City and upended in a fantastic tackle. Ball carrier is Davis. Turner. Actually, that's Turner again.
Now we're going to see if he can get more involved in the run game. Obviously, we know who they want to run the ball through, and that's Marion Gooden. But Turner had himself a first half, obviously got that interception as well. See a little bit, maybe some nervous energy on the McAdory sideline that wasn't expected. I mean, I know not everyone pays attention to high school football as much as we do. We knew Bessemer City was expecting a fight. When you're a fan, you're like, hey, we beat this team 37-0 last year.
What's going on?
You don't know, you might not expect as much of a fight as they're getting.
Gooden, hands off. That's his brother Gooden, and he is dropped for perhaps a game. A loss, I should say. Glover, yep. That's the inside linebacker, the senior, who is all of 5. Look at that for a linebacker. He is 5'7". By the way, if you're McAdory, this kind of energy and this kind of tackling and defense is exactly what you wanted to see if you're Coach Holmes.
Yeah, they kind of set the tone on a big hit on the kickoff, getting a tackle for a loss right away. This is what they want to do.
And off, that's Gooden, and he's going to get 3. He may have twisted forward for 4. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, that makes sense. He was -2 on his first carry, so if he gets 4, it's still averaging 2 yards.
I'm going to have to hold him to just 3. Well, 4-yard gain.
Still,
seven
an important 4 yards, 3 or 4 yards, because you were looking at, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, and being able to be in front of that sticks. It changes. It doesn't force you to have to throw a deep ball, especially with Gooden, who we've seen throw the ball 10 yards several times.
Gooden, jump. That's a jump pass. It is brought in and out to the 32-yard line. He threw it back to his brother. That's Marion Gooden, the junior. Brandon Gooden, the passer, is a freshman. But it's, what do you got, a yard short? 4th and 1 for Bessemer City. And this is not 4-down territory.
It's not, but it's 4th and very short. I mean, I get it. You were so close to picking it up on that screenplay. McAdory nearly laid a big hit, which would have been a loss on the play. Gooden was able to squeeze out of it, nearly got the first down. I think as a coaching staff, you want to see maybe a little bit more awareness, know where that first down mark is, and know where you have to get to. Give a little bit that last little effort, stretch the ball out.
There's a punt, Jeremiah Atkins. It is fielded and immediately knocked to the turf for absolutely no return on the game.
Boy,
on the punt.
Did he forget to call a fair catch, or
Oh,
he kind of stood there after catching it thinking, did I call a fair catch? No, you didn't. You're about to get hit by a couple of guys. You're going to feel that one.
Jamari Harris, the return man. And we'll get a quicker look at McAdory's offense than we did in the first half.
Yeah, that's a big response from McAdory's defense.
Yeah, 3 and out.
Their last 2 drives, they've been a little bit better, 2 3 and outs after 3 or 4 very long drives from Bessemer City in the first half.
Let's see if Justin Patton can return with his magic. No, it's more like closing a door for Bessemer City. That's Azelius Jones, and not the first time we've called his name for a big hit.
I know you're thinking this is a close game no matter what, and it's going to be tight till the end. But I do think the longer this game is low scoring, points at a premium. That's the game Bessemer City wants to play.
I agree.
That favors Bessemer City. McAdory can maybe get some big plays, force big plays of their own on both sides of the ball. That's when I feel like they can start to take control.
Johnson, left guard. Got 2, then twisted for another. It'll be 3rd and 9. 8:50 remaining here in the third quarter of play, all tied at 7. Line of scrimmage, the nose is at the 39-yard line. McAdory still in their own territory. Halsey will snap. And a good one. It's been good all night. Pass across the middle. That's Patton on the crossing pass pattern. He completes it to Carter Fagan. Need to get him in the game.
They do, and that's Patton's longest completion by a lot. His longest completion in the first half was 3 yards. That one goes for 15. And they've not connected a couple times. We've seen a couple of guys maybe open on some routes, but for the most part, really good coverage and good pressure from Bessemer City. That time Patton was able to sit in the pocket, feel comfortable, connect with an easy crossing route on 3rd down. McAdory's first 3rd down conversion of the night.
Into Purple Tigers territory, nosed at the 47-yard line. Patton hands off. That's Johnson. Breaks through into the secondary. Eludes one man. He's at the 30. Far sideline. He's going to be dragged out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Big burst from Johnson. Tackle by Kristen Berry.
And that is what this McAdory run offense can do. You can shut them down on 90% of their carries, but they have big play capability both between Johnson and Davis, and it doesn't matter. And it helps that they have 2 of them because they stay fresh. And that shows what happens when one of them gets a little bit of space.
Snap. Johnson up the middle. He's just trying to find some blockers, some running room, and not a whole lot. Kawan Johnson, the senior running back. They're going to give him 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. And, man, this second half has started out just the way Coach Holmes wanted it to.
Yeah, like I said, they had 38 total yards of offense in the first half. I think that they're up now to 44 just on this drive alone.
Yeah.
So they are seeing something that is helping them click. And, again, it wasn't necessarily they were doing anything wrong, but Bessemer City's defense was just locked in the first half.
Patton claps. Halsey snaps. Patton, boy, he has got all day. He could read a book, maybe write one. He throws into the end zone, incomplete. It was intended for Trey Baker. It didn't happen.
Well, that's a next-level throw from Justin Patton. You take time, but being able to step into it, see a crossing receiver in between so many defenders. Oh, and that receiver's going to want that one back for sure.
I saw him get up, and he looked a tad angry, and then the replay showed me why.
Yeah,
I think he had 2 times to catch it.
That's a senior right there. No one's going to have to tell him, hey, you messed up. He knows it, so it's just you move on to the next play and get ready and know that your quarterback's going to be probably giving you another chance to redeem yourself at some point in this game.
3rd and 8, McAdory. Knocking on the Tigers' door. Patton. God, again, he's got pressure on the 3-man rush. No pressure, I should say. He just ground balls that one into the end zone. He was looking for Carter Fagan again. He's still trying to find him. So, you got 4th and 8. And field goal time. Alan Rosales.
They've run out a couple of kickers this year. Saw both of them warming up earlier. Rosales, I think, might have the bigger leg. This one from 34. Hey, but points being at a premium, I think you take every chance you get at trying to score.
34-yard field goal attempt from Rosales. It's a line drive. Did it get inside the left upright? No, it did not. So we've had a couple of missed field goals, 1 by each. And the score remains 7-7 despite an impressive opening drive in the 3rd quarter by McAdory.
Yeah, and it's always a tough pill to swallow, especially an offense that was sputtering, to say it lightly, in the first half. But I think that's still a win for McAdory. Obviously, you want to get points on the board. I understand that. It doesn't feel like it right now. But you finally moved the ball. You finally found some success, a couple of big plays. Obviously, the big run is what got them down there. But you might have a little bit more confidence coming out for your next drive after being able to gain some yards.
And I'm sure now Coach Nelson, Bessemer City in white with the purple, they moved the ball very well in the first half, 3 and out in the second. Good and rolls. Chunked out of bounds is Atkins. They'll get about 5. 2nd and 5 for Bessemer City, the Purple Tigers. Both these teams came in at 6-1 overall and 4-1 in Region 4. And the winner of this one gets home field advantage, which is huge in the playoffs.
It is, and obviously everyone wants to play at home. You want to have your home fans. It's a little more comfortable.
2nd and a short 5. Gonna launch it deep. And that pass is gonna be intercepted. It is intercepted by McAdory.
Well, boy, that's a great shot right there. Seeing how hard it is to track the ball at night in the lights. Securing it just before going out of bounds.
Yeah,
what an interception. That looked like a receiver pulling that in.
Yeah, Jakari Hall, the junior backup cornerback, comes in and makes a huge play for McAdory as the momentum has obviously shifted.
Well, remember what I said with Ja'Cory Gaines, pick 6 earlier. He was the 6th player with an interception. They have 6 players, 1 interception each. Now there's 7 players with 1 interception each. Spreading the love in the secondary for McAdory.
McAdory at home. Gooden back to pass. The crowd is no longer silent. He's got all day again against just that three-man rush. He throws. That pass is incomplete at the 45-yard line, or is it? Yeah, he came up with the ball, but either bobbled it or went out of bounds, or both.
I mean, listen, you trust Justin Patton to do a lot, and you're not going to really get onto him too much, but he has not been on the field very much tonight, and you can tell that he's starting to feel it. Not necessarily pressure, but it feels like he's trying to do too much out there. You got to either take off, run. I mean, he had space to run it, maybe gain a few yards at a time. Don't have to hit the home run on every single play. And that might be a conversation that Holmes might want to have with his quarterback before the next possession.
There's Patton. Throws a quick one. That is complete to Turner. And he dances up the near boundary. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. There's a look at Hill. Gooden, excuse me. Well, a lot of chatting going on between Davis and Patton. There goes Darian Davis, left guard. He's got the first down right at midfield, if not into Bessemer City territory. It's almost like we're seeing two different teams, or the same teams, from the first half.
Just flipped around, yeah. It kind of feels that way.
Mark it at the 49, where it'll be 1st and 10 McAdory. And again, this game tied 7-7.
Yeah, that was you got to keep things simple. You know what you've had success with all year. I know you're trying to get chunk plays. You want to make something happen, but on 3rd and short, turn around and give the ball to one of your two running backs. 3 yards is what they do.
Fake to Davis. Patton scrambles. Oh, and he is tripped up for a sack back at the 48-yard line. May have been roughing the left or the defensive end for Bessemer City that got a hold of his toe.
Yeah, looked like shoestring tackle, but I think he had a couple of defenders that helped him out as well. Good pressure again. Bessemer City isn't bringing blitz. That three-man front, every now and again you'll see a fourth guy. They are doing enough to make Patton uncomfortable in the pocket.
Patton now with a 2nd and 13 back on his side of the 50. High snap, not too high. Hand off right side. That is Davis, and he'll get to the 45, where he is brought down after a pickup of about 8. 3rd down and 6.
Again, turn around, keep it simple. Let your running backs do a little bit of work and make things easier on your offense once you get to the 3rd down.
Patton, lone setback, is the senior Darian Davis. Clap. Again. Davis, left side. Oh, he finds a hole. He's into the secondary to the linebackers, and he has a first down for the McAdory Yellow Jackets by a yard.
I don't want to keep beating on the drum here, but give the ball to your guys that have gotten you here to this point. I understand you trust Patton to do a lot. Bessemer City's coverage has shown that they are very capable, and the pressure that they get, your negative plays right now are coming in the passing game, whether it's incomplete passes, interceptions, or sacks. Let Davis and Johnson carry this workload for you in the meantime.
Walker and Gray with some nice blocking along the left side. Well, now they drop him. That's Darian Davis for no gain.
But you got to force him to stop the run.
Was, Jeremiah Atkins. Yeah. And Davis is limping off the field. Not a lot.
Well, Johnson's coming with him. He was going in, but it looks like they're both going to be out. Might go into that 5-wide set that we've seen a few times.
2nd and 11. Man, this quarter's flown by just like the first one did. From just inside the Bessemer City 40. You're right about the wideouts. There goes quarterback draw, and Patton trying to carry a few Tigers with him, and in fact he does inside the 35. He's going to get about 5 yards.
I don't think that was a design draw. I mean, he got 5 yards. He made something where it didn't look like he was going to get a lot, but he felt like he bailed on the pocket maybe a little bit too quickly there. You don't want him to lose trust in his arm.
No.
It feels like that's what's happening. He's forcing some throws, and we know that he's might be the best quarterback in this region, and certainly not one of his best nights, but he's still going to be needed to win the game.
He's back to pass again. And that pass is incomplete, intended for Fagan.
Again, I know this sounds, I don't know, maybe from people who haven't seen him, might be a little bit harsh on this guy. This is a kid who's completed 59.3% of his passes this year, and right now he's just 6 for 15. And also he's taking more sacks than he has in most games this season. He just seems a little uncomfortable back there, and I think that, again, a side effect of Bessemer City having the ball for 80% of the first half is Patton feeling like he might need to do a little too much.
4th and 6. Ruffin throws complete at the 15-yard line. On the receiving end is Marcus Briggs, and I believe that's his first catch of the game.
That is, and that is the throw. That's, I mean, right in the seam. Patton dropped back.
You're bragging on him. He
knew
heard
where he was going.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of throws he's been making all year. And they trusted him on a 4th down, a huge play.
And line of scrimmage now, the 14-yard line of the Purple Tigers. There's Patton. Behind him is Johnson. Play fake. Now he's going to take off and run it right in. He stops, and he is dropped. A really nice open field tackle by Jones there. So that'll bring up 2nd and a long 9 as we approach the 1-minute mark, the 3rd stanza.
By far the longest drive of the night for McAdory. This is going to be play number 11. Snap count is kind of flipped in the second half, as you mentioned.
Just in this quarter.
This will be 17-5 now in the 3rd quarter.
Johnson up the middle. There's a slight hole. It closes in a hurry, but not before he gets inside the 10. Line of scrimmage should be about the 7-yard line, where it'll be 3rd. Now they're going to mark it at the 8. It'll be 3rd and a long 4.
Yeah, he nearly kept his balance there. Kind of got tripped up closer to the line of scrimmage, fell forward a couple of yards.
You saw Gray and Halsey, your left guard and center. They opened a hole just big enough for Kawan to get through, but then it closed as the linebackers, Jones and Horn and Atkins, closed it. Almost. Yep. They're going to take it to the sidelines as we've got 1 quarter left to play with a 7-7 tie. And we will pause for the lowering of the flag. I love that. I love that. It used to be universal. But you did it at just about every football field. I remember playing 80-pound football when we did that. But I like it. So we've got a 4th quarter, 12 minutes, and a 7-7 tie. A really good football game.
It's a different kind of football game than maybe I expected. I didn't expect McAdory to run away with it or either team to run away with it. Just not sure I would have said just 2 touchdowns have been scored and only 1 offensive touchdown would have been scored through 3 quarters of this game.
We've had a couple of missed field goals. Each team has. Which, if they'd made them, we'd still be in a tie football game. But
the 10-10 feel like a little more exciting, a little more
maybe,
offense.
Do you think so? Yeah, probably. I think you're probably right.
You're in double digits right now. You're at the point where you're thinking, hey, first team to double digits might win this game.
Yeah, and that may be it. And right now, that would be McAdory. They've got the ball 3rd down and a long 4. The line of scrimmage is right at the 8-yard line. Yep. Taking a little time here. Jackets, Justin Patton, seam number 9. There's your quarterback, and he's a good one, as Caleb has talked about. Johnson is the lone setback. And they'll give it to Johnson. Right up the middle, and he is not going to make it to the 5, much less the first down.
Yeah, now it's time for an interesting call. You saw them miss the field goal last time around. They're coming out. Bessemer City got a big push on the last field goal attempt. Nearly blocked it, ended up going wide anyway.
Here's Rosales once again from the far hash mark.
I believe this might be the other kicker who's used for
47?
shorter.
He's 42.
Shorter distances.
Well, that would be Hector Rico.
And that one's
kick
blocked.
is blocked. Bessemer City has men on the run up the far boundary. Inside the 30, the 20, the 10. That is Devontae Burnett. Backup corner and wide receiver who just scooped up the block kick and went 80 yards with it. Watch again.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about. I think you don't want to second guess yourself when you're going for a field goal, trying to take the lead. I understand that. It wasn't about the field goal you missed on the last possession. It was about the push that Bessemer City got. They really should have blocked the last one. And clearly they saw something in that field goal protection that they really benefited from. They made just enough of an adjustment, a low kick, got a good bounce on the block as well, kicked out, able to run it back all the way. We've had an offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown, and a special teams touchdown now. And boy, 1 touchdown feels like a massive lead in this game.
From what I saw, now on this end of the field, we get Rosales. Rico is obviously the kicker for McAdory. Well, Rico, the extra point attempt, those points are valuable, and they got them. It's 14-7. I got a quick look on the replay, but I would say Jeremiah Atkins might have been there to block it, but there were several white jerseys back there.
I mean, Atkins would be a good bet. He gets involved on offense. He gets involved on defense. He's had 11 tackles for a loss this season, so he knows how to play on both sides of the ball. They use him in several different ways. He also has a touchdown catch this year. So there were several guys back there, and that is what the problem was. Not that it wasn't a good individual play by whoever blocked it, and obviously Burnett, who scooped it and ran it all the way. But that was a group effort, and a group effort that, again, you could see coming from a mile away.
Can we get another look at the block kick from the lower ground level that you had, or are we past that? Because I'd really like to give credit to the person that blocked it. Probably not.
And it also looked like a low kick. I mean, I don't know if it was going to clear his own line. I mean, they were standing right in front of him by the time that they actually.
I believe it was Teldrin Turner.
Another guy who can be everywhere.
That's another guy you just described, right?
Yeah, right. A guy who can be everywhere on either side of the ball at all times. And now McAdory has to respond. I mean, their offense has moved the ball.
Yes.
They've missed 2 field goals now in the second half.
Yeah, they moved the ball well at the end of the second quarter, and then here in the third quarter moved it well, and just haven't gotten points out of it. And that's the ultimate goal there.
That was a 7-minute drive.
Quick kick whistle. I believe Bessemer City might have been offsides.
A 7-minute drive for McAdory that ends in points for Bessemer City.
Yeah.
That is just.
Yeah, that makes you cringe.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
There's a good look at the McAdory crowd.
You can just see the
They're a little
anxiety.
anxious. Yeah, you're right.
The nervousness over there. Yeah, I'm sure the cold weather doesn't help, bundled up, but you got to give them something to move around about. You got to give them something to stand up and get excited about.
They'll back it up from the 40 to 35 and kick from there.
While we're waiting, an update from the corner game. Carver has scored again. They're now up 10 in the third quarter. Corner needs a comeback of their own. A couple Yellow Jackets needing some comebacks tonight.
There you go. They pop it into the air. It is caught at the 45, and McAdory will return it to just shy of midfield. That was Braylon Ellington, who is an up man and a linebacker, but he does play some running back. He did the smart thing. Actually, a lot of coaches would say just fair catch it.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, hey, 5 yards is great.
5 yards is great.
You're trying to make a play in a game that very much needs a play to be made. But, yeah, you're on that sideline. Coach probably saying, hey, next time, call it fair catch, keep it safe. Those guys are right there ready to hit you.
All right, McAdory, who had the ball the majority of the third quarter, with 11 minutes left, they're trailing 7, and we have a timeout, McAdory. Probably don't want to burn one that early, but we will take a break as Bessemer City has a 14-7 lead. We'll take a break and be right back.
Hello, Jeff Coed family. I'm Dr. Beth Miller, Director of Child Nutrition. This school year, we are thrilled to offer free breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students enrolled in in-person learning. As a community eligibility provision district, we encourage all families to take advantage of this opportunity. Our child nutrition program is devoted to providing healthy and nutritious meals to help fuel our students for a day of learning and growth. From crispy Crispitos to fruits and vegetables, it will all be available for free. If a student would like an extra item, those may be purchased. Again, we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity so we can continue to provide in future years.
Back on Jeff Coed TV. Purple Tigers with a 7-point lead. McAdory has the football at midfield. Justin Patton. Handoff. Spinning through is Johnson for maybe 4. See where they mark it. It'll be a 3-yard. Second down and 7. Justin Patton, the senior quarterback, looks to Holmes on the sideline for the next play. Gwan Johnson, the setback to his left.
Boy, Patton, again, you don't know what he's thinking as trying to make plays.
Yeah.
I know that's what the message you get in a game like this. Hey, somebody's just got to go out there and make a play. But these plays seem broken from the start at times for this offense.
That one did. Yellow Jacket cheerleaders. Third down and 7. I would think a passing situation for the senior QB. Three to the top. Patton back to pass. There's some pressure coming from the outside, and he's going to throw the ball away. Actually, he had a receiver in the pattern. That was Jamari Harris, but not a real accurate pass to begin with. Yeah, and he had pressure.
The Bessemer City bringing a corner blitz that time, and I believe that was Johnson in the backfield. Kind of looked to his right instead, tried to pick up a linebacker. He never even saw the cornerback coming, and by the time he got past the left tackle, Patton was under pressure and rolling to his right.
I think it was Atkins coming from a linebacker slot that gave him some pressure. He bailed out, and an erroneous throw brings up fourth down. Snap goes between the legs of the punter. He just covers it up back at the 28-yard line, and what a huge break. Coming up with the football was Tristan Berry, who just has a knack. Actually, he made the tackle, but Berry just has a knack tonight of being around the football.
Yeah, that is.
That's a big play.
That is the opposite of what McAdory wanted coming out. I mean, you think punting is not the worst thing in the world with how this game is gone. Still 10 minutes left. You're thinking punt, get the ball back, have your defense get out there, maybe make a play of their own. But going in the other direction, giving Bessemer City a short field, giving up points here, and suddenly 2 scores almost feels insurmountable in a game like this.
Yeah, it does at this point. Oh, there's a snap that Gooden was not expecting. It hit off his shoulder pad, but I think we had a pre-snap flag. And, that's not exactly what Bessemer City wants when they're down here knocking on the door after receiving a nice gift.
I think there's a conversation here. The flag came from, I believe that was the umpire. I wonder if this was a clapping simulation.
No.
Nope, they're calling a false start.
So it'll still be first down, but first and 15. Yeah, we've had a few penalties, but not too many. I mean, too many is one, I guess, if you really want to get down to it.
You want to go ask those coaches what too many penalties is? Yeah. They probably had too many.
Uh-oh, now we've got movement again.
Just a little bit of a defensive line shift. Saw that left guard start tilting back. I think he tried to save it a little bit, and he couldn't.
Yeah, he did.
Thought he was just going to fall straight backwards there for a second.
So, the turnover is working in Bessemer City's favor, but not the line of scrimmage here. There's just a keeper by Gooden, and he is going to be wrestled down and tossed to the turf by Trey Blanding. Man, that's just losing yardage by the handful.
Boy, and on the flip side of this, obviously a big play for Bessemer City's defense. Bessemer City feels like they finally have a little bit of control of this game and of the scoreboard. But you are only up 1 touchdown. You don't want to get too conservative. Just like a little quarterback sweep out to the right, got to get a little more creative with your play calls. What has worked for the Tigers offense has been, maybe some sweeps and some of these shorter throws into the flats. If you look to the far sideline in the upper part of the screen once we get out and zoom out, see the full formation, there's a lot of space up there for a receiver to make a play.
Brandon Gooden, hands off. That's his brother. He gets to Amarian Gooden. How many carries does he have now? I mean, I'm asking you off the cuff here, but I would say, is he approaching 15?
That was 15.
Okay.
You don't have to ask me for stats. You should just keep them in your head. You've been right both times you've asked.
Well, I should retire 2-2. Line of scrimmage now after the short gain is the 36-yard line in McAdory territory, and it is 3rd and close to 20. I'll say 19. There's the freshman QB. Snap. He chunks it out into the flat. On the receiving end is a bull without a helmet.
Boy, and he tried to battle through that.
That's Rosarius Horn, who's a middle linebacker.
I kind of hate to see this flag coming out right here because I know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
The helmet popped off, and he was trying to work for a first down on 3rd and long, but when your helmet comes off, you have to stop playing, and he's going to get flagged for trying to continue to play with his helmet off. He needed 5 more yards for a first down, And that's why it came from the head judge. He could see it from way back here. He's the only one who threw the flag.
Ellington popped his helmet off in addition to a couple of other things.
And when your helmet comes off, it's a dead ball right then and there. That's where the ball is supposed to be stopped at, and that's where the marker is going to be.
Did they blow it? Did they blow the whistle, though, immediately? That's what I would like to know.
Not immediately, but I did hear it well before they started. He's waving it off. They must say that he carried – it was more of his momentum that carried him out of bounds as opposed to trying to continue to play. I don't mind that call at all. I don't either. And he will still be down where his helmet came off. He will not get the first down. He won't get those extra yards that he fought for, but he won't get penalized for it either.
Well, and I love the way Jefferson County officials got together, discussed it, came to a conclusion, and in my opinion, the correct one.
Yeah, how many times have we said that over the past couple of weeks? There have been some long discussions. Get it right, and that's all that I care about.
Big fourth down play for the Purple Tigers, and now suddenly we've got a flag. The formation penalty, too many men on the field.
That's a big 5 yards on 4th and 5.
It's going to be 4th and 10 now. What was the call? Too many men on the field?
Yeah, illegal substitution.
Yeah.
I think they had an extra lineman in there. Which, if you're not in a jumbo package, how do you even have 6 offensive linemen in there to begin with?
We'll see here in just a minute. But now they need 10, so I think you're going to have Brandon Gooden probably getting out of the pocket on the run. And he'll look for Davis or Atkins or Wilson Fuller. We hadn't heard his name here in the second half. Gooden wants to throw. Over the middle. That pass is complete at the 5, and falling forward is Tristan Davis with yet another catch. What a clutch pass by the freshman quarterback. Is it zero? It might have been Wilson Fuller. It was. I called his name, and he responded.
Boy, another terrific throw.
Yeah, I mean, now, wow, that just flipped everything on a 4th and 10. Now you got 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
And that was.
And they'll give it to 9. That's what I'd do. And he gets about half a yard short of the end zone. It'll bring up 2nd and goal inside the 1.
That was nearly, 36 yards on 2 completions on 3rd and 4th down from Brandon, who he's looking like he did in the first quarter again, completing 5 of 6 here in the second half.
And the design plays for the receivers, they look, like you said earlier in the first half, they look like they know they're looking for open slots. Now, that one wasn't as open as some of the other ones we've seen. That flat out was just a good pass and catch. 2nd and goal, Bessemer City trying to get a 2-score lead. Gooden keeps. Brandon Gooden, the freshman, rolls into the end zone untouched. Bessemer City has taken a 20-7 lead.
I mean, just a brutal couple of plays from McAdory. Obviously, the snap on the punt loses about 20 yards. But then the defense responds, right? I mean, they had him back at the 40-yard line. And then just smart play calling, knowing that, hey, I'm not trying to get 30 yards all at once. You picked up a few. You got 3rd and, I think we saw 3rd and 18. And then you picked up 13, made it 3rd and 5. And then obviously the big pass across the middle to set it up inside the 5.
Well,
it's a different Bessemer City ball club this year.
Yeah, you're right. They're not the 37-0 last year. Here's the point after. It is up. And that is good. Bessemer City, 21. McAdory, 7. 6:46 remaining in the football game. Who knows? We could go in overtime.
One of the more wild 28-yard drives you'll see, I think.
No, I don't think you'll see many like that. No. Congratulations to Bessemer City. And, again, they have a 14-point lead, and we have time for a break.
Welcome to McAdory High School, home of the Yellow Jackets. Check out all the things we have going on right now. It's a great day to be a Yellow Jacket. We are Jeff Co-Ed strong.
Well, what a great game we've got in our Jeff Co-Ed game of the week between Bessemer City and McAdory. And I will remind you, as alluded to just before we took the break, that McAdory won this game last year, 37-0. Up, ball is picked up, dropped, and then covered. So
it's starting to feel like one of those things where nothing is going right. This game is far from over.
You are right.
McAdory did have to spend a timeout early coming out of the break for the fourth quarter, but they still have 2 left. They've got a quarterback who can throw the ball in bunches and can get the ball downfield quickly. Obviously, Bessemer City's defense isn't the kind of team that gives up yards in bunches, but this is by no means over, and I understand the frustration and some of the looks on the sideline from McAdory players. This is too big of a game to be given up with 6.5 minutes left, though, that's for sure.
And I'm not sure McAdory has been down more than 1 score all year.
They were down 20-7 in that Central game.
Okay.
It was much earlier in the game than this.
Patton, back to pass. He throws over the middle. It is complete. It is complete to Trey Baker. Baker's on the run. Baker's going to get 6. You called it.
That throw has been there. It's been there. And remember, that's the same Trey Baker that dropped that diving catch attempt in the back of the end zone. You knew that he was going to get another chance to redeem himself. In this game, just like that, you're just right back into the position that you were in, flip the game back on its head.
What did it take, all of 10 seconds? Something like that.
Boy, 14 seconds. 14 seconds.
Okay. Boy, pressure on to get the point after. Rico. A little bit of a high snap. The kick is up. Line drive. And it's through. And literally with the snap of your fingers, McAdory has cut it back to a 1-score lead. They still trail by 7, but it's 21-14, 6:32 remaining in the football game, or at least in the fourth quarter. Hey, let's talk about some hoops, and we're going to do that next Wednesday. You can join us for live coverage of Jeff Co-Ed Basketball Media Days. That is next Wednesday, October 29th. We're talking to the boys and the girls, the high school coaches, about the upcoming season. The coverage will start at 9 o'clock right here on Jeff Co-Ed TV.
All right, we've got a good one here, and there's some good ones everywhere. I want to have that setup where I have like 6 screens. Sitting at home. I want to be able to watch all these Jeff Co games right now. This has been this is fun. Corner cut that lead down to 3, by the way, so that's 22-19. Fultondale up 35 on Curry. I think it's safe to say Fultondale will be in the playoffs.
Does that score right, Clay and Pinson?
Pinson did score right before the half. That was 17-7 Clay.
I don't believe anybody's been that close at the half with Clay all year.
I don't know I don't want to put too much into that. I don't know how many starters been pulled or whatever, since that game doesn't mean much to Clay. And Mortimer Jordan up 28-8 on Jackson Olin.
They turned it around, didn't
Mortimer Jordan could be clinching a playoff spot tonight. And then this game.
Rosales kicks. Oh, tried to catch the ball. It rolled into the end zone. Now he's going to roll out, and, man, suddenly, old man Mo is back in black.
Man, how about that turnaround? It just takes a couple of plays to just completely turn around a feeling on a sideline. And you might still see a little bit of nervousness. It's still down, but I have a feeling you're about to get some noise from this crowd. Maybe for the first time tonight, you'll start to see some people stand up. Get some cheering going. Get yourself warm.
All right. Bessemer City with the football. And even though they had a mistake there, they still have the 7-point lead, and they would love to put together one of those drives they had back in the first half. Gooden fakes. Boy, he makes a couple of men miss, bursts out across the 10 to the 11 or 12-yard line. I thought he was going to be dropped for about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, that might be his best run of the night right there.
I agree.
The way he made the man miss in the backfield right at the line of scrimmage. He looked very comfortable running the football there. They haven't used him too much in designed runs.
Brandon Gooden, the freshman quarterback. In front are Johnson, Belcher, McGee, Sanders, and Jackson. They'll give it to his brother. That's Gooden, who will get probably about 2 yards, as usual. Lamarian Gooden.
I'm surprised they didn't run a little bit more time off the clock. But again, it's less about clock right now. I mean, obviously they want to tick that clock down. But when you're this far back, if you keep getting first downs, that's all that matters. You will run out the clock if you keep getting first downs. So.
And protect the football. A break huddle. They'll run the play clocks now at about 10. Brandon Gooden, freshman, claps, snaps, gives to his brother, who will get 9 yards. He will get enough for the first down and another 3-yard gain. He hadn't seen 9 yards since the first half. My bad.
He hasn't. He hasn't the entire game. But hey, you can talk about 2-3 yards. Yeah, he might not feel like it's his best game. He hasn't broke runs. But when you're in a situation and it's 3rd and 2 and you are so confident in your guy to go out there and get 2 or 3 yards, that is why that is so important. A guy that knows how to fall forward, just get a couple at a time.
And with every first down, they can kill about a minute and a half, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't think you'll see McAdory take timeouts here. Maybe another first down, or if they get a couple of negative plays.
There goes Brother Gooden. This time he might have gotten 4 yards.
They'll give him 3 because that's just all they know how to give him.
Hey, looking to the sideline, and they've only gotten the play clock down to around 10. It's a freshman quarterback, so you don't want to make him too anxious back there. And that's exactly what they're doing, although he did ask him to re-huddle. And now the play clock is down to 10, and we'll see if he doesn't bleed a few more seconds. Or we have a penalty.
I was going to say.
That's a Bessemer City penalty. Is that an alignment penalty? They have some movement?
That's the 9th 5-yard penalty on Bessemer City tonight. They haven't really had them affect their offense too many times.
You're right.
But still, in a situation like that, and the clock, it kind of helps because it resets, allows them to take off 20 more seconds because they will not stop the clock.
2nd and long, 11. They'll hand off. That's Gooden. And Gooden breaks a tackle, but still will get about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a big second down because if they don't give up a lot of yards, you're going to see McAdory take a timeout. That's exactly what RVO Holmes does. Because now you're at 3rd and long. You have 1 more timeout left. If you stop them here, you'll get the ball back.
Yep.
But, boy, that makes it to where you're at the point where this 3rd down is kind of feels like the ball game a little bit.
All right. Your Coach Nelson here. You're going to let that freshman quarterback roll, throw back across his body, which he's done about 7 or 8 times. Or you just play it conservative and punt it away. I don't want to give it back to McAdory. They just moved the ball too successfully here in the second half.
I get that. And I would agree. I think coming into the night I would say no, by no means. You're trying to throw this ball. But you have to know what throw works. And I think you do trust him. He's had a terrific game. He's had a great second half. He's made the right reads more often than not. And you could really feel like you could end the game with a first down here. The difference is that putting the ball in the air, we've seen what McAdory's defense can do compared to what McAdory's offense can do. They both scored 1 touchdown, so do you really want to give them a chance to make a play on the defensive side of the ball?
If they throw, look for 0 and 8, and he is rolling. He wants to throw. He's got some running room across the 20, the 25, out of bounds, short of the first. No. He did not go out of bounds. They're moving the sticks. What a huge scramble and run for the freshman, Brandon Gooden.
Boy, that had to have been the design. He looked to his right immediately. When you saw his eyes, that was a great shot from the sideline. He looked to the right immediately. All of his receivers went left. They were opening up that space. That route concept deliberately opened up space on the right side for him to run, and he saw it immediately, took off for a 10-yard gain. Huge first down. Ran out of bounds, so it did stop the clock.
Yeah.
That saves McAdory 40 seconds. They still have a timeout. but what a play by the freshman.
Yeah, that was indeed. 1st and 10. There goes his brother. Breaks through the secondary. The 40 hops and down at the 42-yard line. There is a big run, his longest run of the evening. Lamarian Gooden. You know, it didn't have to be the sharpest play-by-play knife in the drawer to figure that one out.
You don't need a stat sheet in front of you to know that. 13 yards. Boy, if the last first down didn't feel like a backbreaker, boy, that one does, because it also gets the clock moving again. Went down inbounds. 20 seconds on the play clock. McAdory still has 1 timeout remaining. But, boy, even if they get the ball back at this point, it'll be well under a minute unless it's a turnover.
1st and 10, 42. Bessemer City with a 21-14 lead and a timeout. No, procedure. I thought maybe they had called a timeout there momentarily because they didn't see something they liked. So.
Well, that's not a play you see very often. Your offense is in control and, I mean, running the ball well. That wasn't even like a softball start. He came up ready to block. He came way off the line.
Well, they will reset the clock, though. It's 1st and 15. And they're going to run some clocks down to the play clock. Well, and the game clock. There's Gooden running left in. Breaks a couple of tackles. And out of bounds after a pickup of about 10. No, let's make it 12. It did stop the clock, but, boy, you'd want that yardage in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think that's a trade-off you take at that point. I mean, maybe you say, hey, when you're at 8 or 9 yards, go down inbounds because you kind of get the best of both.
Yeah.
Because, again, McAdory doesn't have timeouts. I mean, so just like they don't have 3 timeouts. So if you stay in bounds, that clock is going to move.
Well, you know, that's a good point. And it might have been a heads-up play to go ahead and slide there just shy of midfield. But instead, they've got the ball at the 50, a 7-point lead, and second and a very short 3. Oh, and they give it to brother Gooden, the junior, and he is dropped for a 2 or 3 yard loss. That was carrying the football then was Wilson Fuller. They need to go back to 9.
That was his first carry. I get it. You might. Gooden had been taking him out there from where they started at the 6-yard line, so I understand. And that right there is McAdory's last time out. Now we are finally at the point. I know I've been saying, and obviously a lot of clock time coming off the clock, and that's huge for Bessemer City. But this truly is the ball game on 3rd down. If
they make this, it's over.
It's over. They will be able to kneel out the clock.
And they need 6. Would you run a play similar to what they ran about 6 snaps ago when they let Gooden take it around the end on a keeper? I don't think I'm gambling much here.
I don't think so, because I still think McAdory will load the box. You're probably going to have 8 guys in the box, even if they have receivers go out there, and you don't want to risk a throw or anything like that. So I think you probably run the handoff, maybe a read option to maybe if they go to one side, quarterback will keep it. But I think you keep this on the ground. McAdory's out of timeouts.
Oh, what a first down will do. And they need a short 6. Line of scrimmage, the nose of the football is right at their own 48-yard line.
And
Boy,
watch a hard count here, too.
Look at this close set.
Bessemer City has a timeout.
There's a snap. It went directly to, is it Davis? Oh, it was good.
Boy, I don't understand that too much. You're going to get creative on 4th down, have an interesting set, have a new person taking a snap. You're not giving the defense a look that they've never seen from any other teams. I think
It's interesting.
Yeah.
They had one wide out in Atkins, and everybody else was between the tackles.
And they snapped it so quick. I mean, there was never a time where it's like maybe jump off sides or anything like that. Bessemer City will call a timeout here, take off as much time as they can. So they'll punt it with
run it
maybe
1:30
on the clock.
Yeah.
A lot more time than really they should have been giving the ball back. Out of bounds on a couple of plays. The false start. Snapping it with 10 seconds on the play clock. McAdory is getting a chance that maybe not that they didn't earn. They got to stop, when they needed to.
Well, I think if your points, the Purple Tigers gave them a little help on that, it would be true. We got a lot of football coming up your way, and it's going to continue. right here on Jeff Coed TV. Matt and Caleb, along with Emma. Emma will be talking with the winning coach here as we wrap up the game. And there you see at the bottom of your screen, Bessemer City 21, McAdory 14. Both teams came in 6-1, 4-1 in Region 4. And just $1:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Watch for Carter Fagan here. He has not had an impact that he is used to making. He's back to return this punt.
He's inside the 25. Punt is away. Line drive. He fields it. Fair catch at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, they decided to try to go for the block instead of setting up the return. And I think I understand that with the way this game's been going.
Yeah.
Why not go for the block? But now McAdory, no timeouts. They need a touchdown. They are 77 yards from the end zone. They just went 74 in one play on their last drive. So I expect to see maybe a little bit more prevent defense, 3 or 4 deep safeties as opposed to 2. But they can get it done.
Well, I imagine Bessemer City is going to play a little soft here.
I mean, this is at least a minute more than Bessemer City could have given McAdory. This isn't.
Are you going back to he should have slid and stayed in bounds?
Staying in bounds out there, even on the scramble. I know it was a huge first down, but stay in bounds there too. It's a minute 20 you could have taken off the clock.
Patton back to pass, has time. Now he doesn't. Now he's rolling. He's going to throw. That pass is bobbled and not caught at the 35-yard line. Jamaris Sams, his first target of the evening.
Man, Patton has had that throw option several times tonight and has short-armed it more often than not. Throw it at a receiver's foot. That was his best throw of the night, rolling to his left. And just wasn't able to haul it in. That's 15 yards that you'd love to have.
So, 1:16 now remaining. 2nd and 10 again. Time is running out on the Yellow Jackets. Patton, he puts Johnson in motion off the snap. Now he's weaving around. He wants to throw it. He wants to throw deep. That pass is intercepted by Bessemer City. Picking it off is once again Turner. Turner has been everywhere tonight. Teldon Turner, the junior, picks it off for the Purple Tigers, and he sews this one away.
Wow. I mean, Patton saw Fagan. I think it was Fagan down the field. It might have been Jamari Harris as well. Yeah, Harris is the one who made the tackle. He saw him break past the secondary, and I think he just tried to make a throw that was just too difficult. And Turner cutting in underneath. You watch him scramble here. His eyes stay down the field. He sees it, and he just didn't step into it enough. Didn't get enough air underneath it.
You know, little
Turner
credit.
Stepped into it.
Little credit up front because they got some pressure on him.
They did, and that's
got
always
him out of the pocket.
That's always the scary part of a 2-minute drive without timeouts. You tell them you got to make throws. You can't take sacks. You can't be doing any of that. So
there's the snap. I believe Brother Gooden is taking that one. Indeed, it was Lamarian Gooden who took the snap, took the knee back at the 50. And I believe we'll have one more snap. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't anticipate this style of game, first of all. But honestly, I didn't expect the result. After a 37-0 shellacking that McAdory laid on Bessemer City last year, I didn't expect it to flip this much. In other words, I'll say bluntly, I really expected McAdory to win this game, just didn't happen.
Yeah, and I think before we go any further, you got to give credit to Antonio Nelson. He took over this team. This is his 5th season. In his first season, they went 0-10.
Next
in his
year,
second season, 1-9.
And there it is. The celebration is on.
And this is a team that was one win away from a region title and reversing results that not many people expected. It's the people on that sideline. And, I mean, even you can look into the stands. A visiting game for Bessemer City, 3-4 years ago, they didn't have that many people in the stands
now
for a
when you're
visiting game.
going 1-19 over 2 years.
But this is a team, now 7-1, they're going to get a home playoff game.
Yep.
And listen, I understand McAdory, that is a home playoff game you wanted, and you felt like you're the better team. You might still feel like you're the better team on your better nights. You saw McAdory make maybe some uncharacteristic mistakes tonight. But Bessemer City and their defense showed up in a big way The blocked field goal obviously was made the difference in this game. That was the winning touchdown at the end of the day.
What do we end up with? 2 offensive touchdowns and then 1 on a block.
Well, we had
field goal
five
attempt.
total touchdowns.
Yeah.
So we had three offensive touchdowns, 1 defense, and 1 special teams.
Yeah.
And one of those offensive touchdowns was 74-yard pass. It just felt like another one of the big plays.
Did.
I mean,
and then, hey, to go back, the bad snap on the punt.
No,
that's the difference in the ball game.
It really was. You can point to a couple of plays like that, but the timing of it, and then showing up, Brandon Gooden showing up when he was needed on those drives, making 2 big throws to finish off that 3rd and 4th down. What an incredible game for Bessemer City, and again, a tough pill to swallow for McAdory.
Here's Emma.
Now we've got Coach here. Obviously, things did not go the way y'all wanted to tonight. What do you think happened out there?
Yeah, they just really good up front on the defense side of the ball. You know, it's one of those deals where, you know, if you can't run the ball, you want to try to drop back and throw it, and we can really come protect. So we got a lot of stuff to get cleaned up, man. It's a good football team. You know, they're 6-1 for a reason. You know, we didn't play our best football game. So, you know, when you don't come out and play your best ball game against teams like that, you suffer a loss. So we got some stuff to get cleaned up.
Well, thankfully, the road does not stop here for you guys. What do you think you're going to be working on in practice?
Yeah, we got to get back to the basics, you know, blocking and tackling, you know, and making plays when it's time to make plays. So.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Emma. I hate it for Coach Holmes. He's just such a good guy and a class guy. But on the other side, congratulations to Alabama A&M Bulldog Antonio Nelson. I better know who he's going to be Saturday.
Yeah.
You will be too, as a matter of fact, the Magic City Classic.
That's a big reason why so many high school games are on Thursday night tonight. But this is a team, and I talked to Coach Holmes pre-game, talked about how he gave a lot of respect to Coach Nelson and what he's been able to accomplish over the years, and he knew tonight would be a challenge. I don't know if he knew his offense would struggle the way it did, and I mean, obviously, you hope you're prepared for that. But as Emma said, the road doesn't end for either team. Bessemer City gets the home game. They get the easier game, at least in my opinion. They're playing Helena, and McAdory has a challenge ahead. Now, listen, McAdory has to go to Spain Park. Spain Park is probably saying there are a lot more 3 seeds that we would rather play than that McAdory team. So
yeah, I would be too.
It's they have some things to get cleaned up, but might be a little bit of a wake-up call, and the Yellow Jackets could do some more.
Let's listen in.
Okay, we set that goal out, and that's what we wanted to do. Okay, I'm over proud of you guys now in the way you played. You poised, came over, and you took care of business on the road in a hostile environment. Guys, hey, listen, man, we're gonna enjoy this win. We're gonna enjoy it. Okay, we're gonna enjoy it. I'm proud of you. Okay, proud of you.
Emma will grab Coach in just a minute. Next up for the Purple Tigers are the Purple Dragons. They play Winona next week, and McAdory will wrap it up with a non-region game, Briarwood. What a football game.
This is I mean, obviously playoff time is fun, but sometimes I feel like these last couple of weeks in region play are even better.
Hey, here's Emma, busy as always.
Hey, Coach, obviously this was a good game for you guys. I know you have to be excited. How are you feeling after this victory?
Man, I feel good about it. I feel really good about how my team played tonight. They played with good poise, and they played physical. They played fast all game, and you know, we kind of led the whole way. So that's one of the things that you really want to do on the road.
Absolutely, not only on the road, but for a rivalry matchup too. How does that feel?
It feels good to beat a rivalry. It feels good. So we're just going to enjoy this one. We're going to get ready for next week and get ready for Winona.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much. We'll send it back to you guys.
Emma, may I say that you just did an incredible job, and especially in pregame, on the sidelines, and interviewing the coaches as well. Hey, we are not done. We got one more game of the week on Jeffco Ed TV. There you see it. It's Pinson Valley is at Hueytown. And we will bring that game to you next Thursday, just a week. It's not a Friday night game. It is a Thursday game because of Halloween. Get it. So it'll be October 30th, the pregame show, Pinson Valley at the Golden Gophers. Our pregame show will start at 6:35. Final words from Caleb Turrentine.
I got final words for both of these teams. I mean, obviously Bessemer City, the turnaround that they've made I might not be as surprised as some people, and I know you said I thought McAdory would win this game too, but that's a team that has just turned things around. And what's funny is their identity hasn't changed. They love running the ball. They've been a defensive team forever, but they're making it successful now, and that was just on showcase tonight. But McAdory, yeah, they wanted to be back here for a playoff game. They expect more from their program, and that is a good thing in itself. Coach Holmes knows that they want to have the standard where a 3 seed in region isn't enough. Playoff spot is great, but they've been doing that for years. So they want to do more than that. They'll be a handful for Spain Park as long as they play a little bit better than they did tonight. But I certainly know that a lot of players, especially Justin Patton, will say, we can play better. We want to show that we can play better. And they'll be ready come November.
There are your Thursday night lights. The guests, that's Bessemer City, defeat the home-standing McAdory Yellow Jackets. Purple Tigers win it by a score of 21-14. Love the time with you. We'll be back in a week. We got basketball on Wednesday. Good night from McCalla, Alabama. There is your media day next week at 9 o'clock till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. We'll be talking some basketball. But football is also on the table for 1 week from tonight. Caleb, thank you for your time. We have an unbelievable crew, and the band will march us out here on Jeff Coed TV.